I don't care if you've been waiting to get your soul sucked all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times of Philly. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Party, coming to you live and direct on the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with that dang shit on my left. Your boy Blue.
Yo, fat girl, come here. Are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me. I'm skinny. It never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
I'm far right engineering on the ones and twos. Choke me by the threes and post Chronos.
Finish him!
We should have old Ninja jumping in like the Kool-Aid Man, maybe even Stitch, who knows, but we're going to keep it rolling for you. Kronos, you usually got some types of statistics to start us off.
That I do. Listener of the week would be Candace B. Basketball.
A lady!
Yes, a lady. Listened to us more than once and didn't get angry and threw her device that she was listening to us on. Or maybe she did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know.
Maybe she's masturbating to us right now.
Definitely not, but alright.
Or she can do like they did in the Howard Stern movie where she's sitting on top of the speaker and just getting off on her voice.
Yeah.
That was a great scene, by the way.
That was a great scene. That's like my favorite part of the movie. I think that's the only part of the movie I've seen, actually.
That was private parts, right?
Yeah,
private part.
I watched that movie multiple times. I love that movie. Let's see. First in the chat would be Warrior Fella and Captain America and the White Wolf. Yes, that should be the name of the series going forward. Just saying.
Very nice.
You should.
Usually old Ninja does the fucking RIPs and shit and pours out some type of malt beverage. He's obviously late because he got an old ass laptop and he's Rip Van Winkle on that bullshit. Is that a fucking round you're showing with your name on it? Describe that.
It's also it's a bottle opener. That's actually a let me see if I can. It's my name on it, but it's a 50 caliber round. That's also a bottle opener. It's called a bottle breacher. So I got it for Father's Day or some other type deal from K-Mac. So yeah,
it's pretty. Yeah, cool. I remember that. She got it for you. It was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's dope shit. We usually do some type of pouring out of beverages, some type of malt beverage. Yeah, let's say it's Mickey's tonight. You know, I guess I'll try to fill in for old Ninja since his ass is late and shit and old. The biggest one that we all fucking know, this is a Bay Area goddamn legend of hip hop. Shock G from Digital Underground passed away. You know, we all know him from the Humpty Dance.
What You Like? The song.
Kiss You When I'll Kiss You Back. Yeah. You know.
Oh yeah. They also did that. Didn't they also do? They were on the Five on it.
Well,
yeah, they did.
Well, he was.
They had a little featured on there. Yeah,
on the remix. Hey, old Ninja.
And they introduced the world to Tupac because he was originally part of that band or group.
Yep. We trying to take care of the RIPs, but your ass is late. Can you even hear us, old Ninja?
Yeah, I can hear you, old punk ass.
God damn.
I told you I was going to be really late.
I heard Tupac was like a roadie for them. Do you guys know if that was true or not?
Yes. Roadie and a dancer.
Damn.
Damn.
It's like J-Lo. Started from the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, how far did y'all get with Shock G? Did y'all drop?
We just started, man.
Yeah, so
we named some of his songs.
Okay. I got some stuff for you.
Go ahead.
Go for it, dog.
So, Gregory Edward James, better known by Shock G. Yeah, he's better known by his stage name as Shock G. One of the most notable members of the Bay Area group Digital Underground. So he was born in NYC, but he eventually ended up in Oakland as a young male. Tupac Shakur was once a member of Digital Underground, and he's on the group's single Same Song in 1991, which is noted as Tupac's first published work. Shock G produced Tupac's first album, Tupacalypse. He also produced songs for Dr. Dre, Prince, and KRS-One. Shock G has multiple alter egos, but his most flamboyant and famous one was Humpty Hump, where he wore grouchy glasses and a fake nose. But his other aliases is known as Rackadelic, Piano Man, which I didn't know.
Take us out of here, Piano Man.
He was not the Piano Man.
Apparently, he was Piano Man.
That's not accurate because I knew the cousin of the Piano Man. He was my best friend growing up. That wasn't him.
Interesting. He might have started out that way. I don't know. I don't know, but
Because
I got a little
even in
more
a song,
for
he says, "Piano Man, take it away."
Mm-hmm.
So
But-
Take us out of here.
yeah, it's not him.
So MC Blowfish, Peanut Akim, Digit got a dolphin nose, Michael Boston, E7L, and Shaquem Bo Bo Bokoja. Well, it's Jacob spelled backwards. They created a full fake background for Humpty Hump where the name was supposedly comes from Edward Ellington Humphrey III, the former lead singer of Smooth Eddie and the Humpers. This fake background even fooled Casey Kasem, who broadcasted his biography on the Casey Top 40. Digital Underground had numerous hits, including Humpty Dance, Kiss You Back, Do What You Like, same thing, same song, and I Get Around. There's also the very popular Bay Area All-Star remix to I Got Five on It by the Loonies, which features Shock G. Shock G was found unresponsive in his hotel room face down in Tampa, Florida on April 22nd. Authorities are investigating to ensure that there was no foul play. He was 57.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know if this is like legit, but did they get the name Digital Underground kind of as a spin-off of like Velvet Underground? Was that kind of
I don't think Velvet Underground was anything on there. There was another group that he was in with some of his friends, but Velvet Underground wasn't mentioned in there.
Okay.
It's weird about Piano Man because apparently, I mean, you can say piano. I mean, he does the edits with Humpty, which is clearly him, but apparently people reported
Listen to him at being Piano Man as well.
Yeah, it's list. I mean, I know that
What?
They went pretty far with Humpty Hump because they literally paid people to stand in to be Humpty, but not speak, or at least not do full-on speeches. Obviously, the videos were edited to where the two of them were in the same place at the same time.
See, I'm glad you said that because I remember being a kid. I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought this too. That I thought Humpty and Shock G were two fucking different people. And the reason why I thought this is because I saw them in concert, and there was Humpty was standing on that stage, and Shock G was standing on that stage, and you right there confirmed that I'm not fucking crazy.
Yeah, he went all in on Humpty Hump, like literally fake background, fake name, stand-ins. There's like a bunch of reports. I actually know a couple of people who knew Shock G before he passed. They actually sent videos of him just clowning around and stuff and like doing a bunch of crazy stuff. They're very. I mean, they're personal videos to these people, but you can just tell like this guy was a jokester. I mean, he looked like he was a fun dude. I almost had the opportunity to meet him and hang out with him in San Francisco, but I didn't. And unfortunately, I never get that chance again.
So I guess
I had a chance.
Sorry, there's a high probability to what I said was bullshit then. Because I'm going through some stuff, and yeah, it looks like he was a Piano Man, but maybe the guy, my friend, maybe the person that was Piano Man, like for like being live, was like his cousin or something like that. Because
he probably because if you saw them live, there was a group of them because it really was only three of them. But after around their first debut album, which is Sex Package. If you've never heard the album, I highly recommend you listen to it because like most of the tracks on there, except for maybe like one or two, are pretty fire. But the group grew because Money B was part, Tupac, and a couple other guys were on there. But when you listen to the tracks, it sounds like there's way more people, but it's really just a bunch of acts that Shock G was throwing in there.
So I was able to actually meet the group back in what year was this? I was in the 8th grade. I won a contest, a contest for Fleet Week, and they were performing. This is when I saw them on stage, and I actually got the chance to meet them. So everybody kept saying that they're two different people, and I was like, no, they're the same. Or I kept saying they were two different people, but I didn't realize they were the same person until I got 5 on it because there's a scene where he's rapping and he goes from Shock G to Humpty and back, and I'm like, wait. That's the same motherfucking person. What the hell? Like, his disguise is better than Superman and Clark Kent's fucking sunglasses. Like that's how good of a disguise he had. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta give props, man. Like, Freaks of the Industry was played
Yeah.
continuously for fucking. What? I guess it's now 25 years old. Like, that's an old ass song. It still gets radio play, at least out here. I don't know about nationally.
no, Freaks of the Industry is older, man. That
How
came
old
out in
is?
the night.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe 30 years old now, right?
Yeah, I mean it's 2021 right now. This
God
came
damn.
out in 90. So, Freaks of the Industry is on Sex Package, which was their debut album. That was 1991.
Damn.
But
30 years.
There's like there's certain song lyrics that don't age well. Remember, there was one song lyric from Tupac where he said, "I might let you be a freak and get up on top of me." I'm like, that's freaky for you. That's 90s freaky. Letting a woman get on top of you. It's like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like so letting a woman get on top of you, like in today's terms, is like so.
It's like part one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not eating her ass or anything? I mean, like, what's going on?
Hey,
Yeah, so Freak of the Industry came out in 1990.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that-
because the singles were out before the album. So, yeah, that makes sense. To piggyback on what Kronos was talking about, if you listen to one of my favorite tracks is Packet Man, and they keep talking about jimmies. So if you're young and you have no idea what a jimmy is, the jimmy was basically a penis, was your dick. And then the jimmy hat was the condom. So if you listen to the album, Shock-G is constantly talking about, I don't go nowhere without my jimmy hat. I pull out my jimmy, I put on my jimmy hat, put it on this chick or whatever. If people were like confused, like a jimmy or whose jimmy is your dick.
Well, yeah, I even at the age I was at the time, I knew there was a condom, but I think that acts like them, a Digital Underground, and especially TLC, like the fact that they were actively promoting safe sex back in the day, especially like in the '90s and shit. The AIDS epidemic was like a huge deal. Like they were fear mongering all kinds of shit for kids. I remember I was scared to use a fucking toilet in public because like, they were like, oh, you can get AIDS from a toilet seat. So I mean, the fact that they were promoting safe sex back then when they really didn't have to was a fucking good thing.
Oh yeah, and kind of unheard of. Like most of the other rappers are going raw. TLC and Digital Underground was always talking about Jimmy hats. Put on your Jimmy. Oh man,
Just saying.
Yes, he was going raw. Same with Magic Johnson, but anyway.
Yeah.
Do you remember they were in what do they call it? Nothing But Trouble with Dan Aykroyd?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I haven't seen it in there. That was fucking classic.
Pop was in that with him.
He
was. Yeah.
So
And
I mean,
Dan Aykroyd character gets on a fucking keyboard, starts playing and shit. It just looks funny.
yeah, they had really a lot of hits back in the '90s. The group came out from the Bay. It's just a lot of hip hop history, Bay history, gone just like that. So, yeah. I got one more RIP.
Wow,
today.
they had hella people in their crew.
Yeah. After a while, it started out with 3 guys. Later
Yeah.
on, like more people got added on after their first album. But Shock-G was out there playing that. So I do know that he made a lot of porn star friends. So
Well, it's kind of sad. Like I thought we lost him like last year, but I think that's when he got arrested or something. Or there's some issue that came up with him recently. You guys remember that? Or am I tripping?
I don't know what you're
I don't
talking
know.
about.
Yeah, that's news to me. I mean, you could be right. We're not saying you're wrong, but
Yeah, because I remember like there was photos of him and his hair was all like fucked up, and he kind of looked like the Bride of Frankenstein.
That is how
he
it
does
sounds.
have the Bride of.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find out exactly what happened and when it was.
All right, while you do that, I'm just going to skim through one more IIP. Michael Collins. He was an American astronaut and commander of the Apollo 11 mission to the moon. He commanded the Columbia shuttle while Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin made the first crewed landing on the moon. Collins held the rank of Major General in the United States Air Force Reserves. He was born in Italy, but became an Air Force pilot and then an astronaut in the Gemini program. He was the 3rd American to perform a spacewalk, according to NASA, including the Apollo 11 mission. Collins logged in 266 hours in space. He served as the director of the National Air and Space Museum, and he's written Liftoff, the story of America's adventure in 1998, A History of the American Space Program, Mission to Mars, out in 1990, which was a non-fiction book on human spaceflight to Mars and Flying to the Moon and Other Strange Places, which got re-released and revised as Flying to the Moon and Astronaut Story, which is a children's book on his experience. He died in Florida under hospice care at the age of 90 today.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
so what Blue was talking about is, Shock G got arrested in 2017 for drug paraphernalia possession, which is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's what it was. I remember it being some shitty charge or something.
Yeah, it's so stupid. And he got out on $100 cash bail. It's just within 2 hours. It's like, why the fuck did you even arrest somebody for drug paraphernalia?
It's a waste of time.
Yeah, and he was arrested out in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You can't be black and be in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Good shit, man. Holy shit, we back up in here then. Let's roll. Should we? I guess you want to tackle the very first one, the serious
wait. We gotta talk before we get to the serious stuff. We gotta talk about something that's not on here. Something that the internet's gone crazy about. I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be asking us about it. We gotta comment on it. Did y'all see this Battle of the Joshes? Y'all see this shit?
I saw a little bit about it.
know the winner.
So basically, some kid named Josh, messes all these people named Josh with the same last name, first and last name were the same, across the entire United States. And he says, he told them basically there can only be one. Meet at these coordinates a year from now. So it was like April, I think 24th on 2021, and we will see who is the last standing Josh. And there can be only one. And the coordinates, this kid was from Arizona. I guess the coordinates were in Nebraska somewhere. So they all met up to basically duke it out, and they all fought with foam. Those foam things from the
pool noodles.
Pool noodles. That's what they call them. Yeah, little foam pool noodles. So hundreds of Joshes showed up to this event, which is hilarious because I guess he missed thousands of them, but hundreds of them showed up. They battled it out, and I guess the four-year-old Josh became the winner. The event raised $9,000 for charity as well. So. But it was all over the net. Everyone's been talking about it. They had a whole bracket and shit popped up. It was just full of Josh, who the final Josh was. It was hilarious, but I think it's great that they did something, charitable with this whole event.
That is cool. I did see some of the clips of the fights and whatnot, and the little 4-year-old that won.
Yeah,
I mean, it's for charity. That's all good, you know.
I thought it was hilarious. Oh, they pulled Highlander on Josh? What the?
It's a common fucking name.
Yeah, that's what made it funny.
But I remember that meme or something floating around the internet. I didn't think that it actually would have took place. I just thought it was one of those gag tweets or something that somebody did.
There's still memes about Josh's because if you see someone without a name, it's anonymous. He must have been the Josh that lost.
Well, I think it's funny how they did a better job than Area 51, for that. Seriously.
Yeah. At least nobody got shot though. We're glad that there was no violence with that bullshit because that could be real worse.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that.
Talking about the Joshes or Area 51? Because
Area 51.
Okay, I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it's Joshes. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. All right. Columbus. What was going on with this one? I think you got the details, Kronos, right?
I don't think I didn't put anything on here this week. So.
Oh, okay.
I forget that these are all. Some of these are a blur for me because there's been so many fucking shootings and whatnot by various people. Say the name of the person and then maybe that'll refresh my memory.
It's not on the list.
It would have been
person.
Probably the person who's on the podcast. Who could that be?
Yeah, maybe that was Stitch. I'm sorry on the ignorance because I'm trying to keep up, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to fuck up with which one this is. So let's skip it for right now until that gets researched.
This is the Micaiah Bryant. This is Micaiah Bryant. I thought we talked about it last week.
Okay.
I thought we did because this one was kind of. It's gonna be controversial, but I can kind of understand why the officer shot her. Unfortunately, because
This is the one with the girl who she called the 911 and they showed up to her house because she was being attacked by somebody, but she had like a knife and stabbed other people, right?
Yeah, well, she was gonna stab somebody. Like you can watch in the video, like she's swinging a knife at somebody. And it's like at that he didn't. I mean, yeah, the guy should have taken more control of the situation, but it was like chaos. And then he saw somebody getting kicked, and all of a sudden somebody was getting stabbed. So, I mean, he took out the the life-threatening threat because I mean there was a man assaulting a woman at the same time as well, and he took out the one that was the most threatening. And it was just like he didn't know who called him, and he didn't know how old she was, and he didn't know the whole background. And it's unfortunate that she lost her life, but I mean, yeah, she was coming at somebody with a knife in front of a police officer. So, to me,
was she a minor by any chance?
Yeah, I think she was like 15 or 16.
Oh boy.
But I mean, you couldn't tell by like her. You couldn't tell like immediately. Like, even still, like, would you let a teenager kill somebody? I mean, that's where it gets in like a crazy gray area because it's like, I mean, your job is to protect the peace, and he definitely saved somebody from getting at least injured, from getting fucking stabbed. So yeah, it's unfortunate that the whole situation is just fucked up, man. It really is. I know what I said is gonna enrage some people, but it's like, hey, if I was the mom of the person that was about to get stabbed, I'd have been happy that she's alive. But also, I think the person that was about to get stabbed was actually the aggressor. So, before the guy came on scene, but there's no way he could have known that. So,
we'll see. We'll see. I haven't watched that one, and yeah. I mean, I think you set it up as well as best as you can.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy. So I'm drinking a watermelon Four Loko, and it just tastes like bad decisions. God damn. I can really taste it, and it's weird.
For anyone who's too fucking young to understand, Four Loko used to symbolize just like off the hook debauchery. When they had that high ass level of caffeine plus sugar plus artificial bullshit and booze all going on at the same time back in the day with that original formula, you didn't know what the fuck you were opening up with that can. Yeah, that shit was wild.
Uppers and downers. I have no idea how that was legal, but at the same time, I used to drink so many fucking Red Bulls and Cokes in clubs in the early 2000s. Yep. That was my shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was my liquid courage. When I first get into the club, I order like 2 or 3 of those just to get me on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Red Bull used to come through on my college campus in Atlanta, late 90s, in a Toyota RAV4.
Yeah,
giving out
with the fucking thing on top, right?
Yeah, giving out as much fucking free Red Bull as they can. And the first time I tried it, I was like, this is some nasty ass soda in a weird can. Like, what the fuck is this? But very quickly after, people were like, oh, you just got to mix it with vodka. You just got to mix it with rum. That shit is on point. Let's go. It makes you want to get hyped for the club. That was it. They hooked us all.
So here, I'm going to share this by screen real quick. And this is what it used to look like.
Yeah. Oh, that's the. Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Mini Cooper.
That's the Mini.
The Mini.
Yeah.
They had a RAV4 too, I think.
They had a RAV4.
Yeah.
I mean, they still do that. I remember they roll up and they have the backpack. They have these 2 girls with the titties all out, like little midriff showing. They were like, hey, you want some free Red Bull? I'm like, is this a trick? No, look, it's sealed. They have the backpack and they're just like handing them out. Here you go. I'm just like,
I thought it was the sample fucking size because it's not like a regular soda can. You know what I mean?
That's for
the longest time I was like, why is it so fucking tiny and shit? Why are they selling the sample? That was the fucking real size of it.
But yeah.
So much fucking caffeine and sugar in it. So this is what's crazy is that now you can get them in like larger than a regular soda size. This just shows how unhealthy Americans are. You can get like the gigantic one now, and it's just like it's normal. But yeah, back in the day, that shit was like it was tiny, but it would get you hyped.
Yeah, sure would. Sure would.
If I remember this correctly, like the guy who made Red Bull, like he went to some other country, and it was like a medicinal drink, and he liked the taste of it, so he tried to replicate it in a drink. And they used to sell in like Austrian, I think it was Austria or something like that.
Austria, yep.
Yeah, in Austrian like ski resorts.
Yeah, because it has was that the taurine in it or something like that?
And guarana, that's the other one, yeah.
Yeah.
Did it really have bull semen in it? Or not bull, but frog semen?
Yeah, everyone kept saying that as horse nut. You guys know this has fucking horse semen in it? I'm like, Dude, where do you hear this shit from? Like, what
No, it had like bullfrog semen in it. That's what I've heard.
This motherfucker.
You know how many
I'm
bullfrogs
just-
you have to jack off to get their semen to make like?
Yeah, right.
Doesn't make any
Hey
fucking
man, it was in there.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
All right, let's get into it. They had a big movie on HBO Max and in theaters.
Shit.
Mortal Kombat dropped. I know we got words. I know we got views. Let's start it off. Blue has been talking all kind of shit. That's probably why he's drinking this More Loco.
Hell yeah.
What did you think of the Mortals Kombats?
Dude, this movie was, oh God, it was so fucking bad. Like, I was watching it with the sweetest at the same time, and she was like, "What are we watching? Like, this is so boring. Like, nothing made sense." And I stopped watching it, but I was like, I need to power through it for the podcast. Maybe it gets better. This is like watching the original Justice League movie. Like, it just didn't make any sense. The content wasn't there. There was no character development, and I kept asking myself, like, who the fuck is Cole? Like, I'm like searching through my memory, and like, I don't remember ever playing with a goddamn Cole.
It's a new character.
Is that like Luke Cage's brother or some shit? So I'd like, not Luke Cage. Yeah,
Luke Kang.
Luke Kang. Yeah. So I had to look him up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, new character." I'm like, "How they got this whole legacy of fucking characters? They decided to introduce a new fucking character who has like, I don't know, spoiler alert, but like when he finally gets his Luhan powers or where the fuck it was, he basically had the Black Panther fucking suit that transferred kinetic energy into his powers, and I was like, this is some Black Panther fucking rip-off powers if I ever see anything. And then like the storyline was inconsistent. Like everybody looked hard. I mean, I know the budget was like 50 million or something like that. And this was the director's first movie, and it fucking showed. But like it was fucking garbage. Like Raiden sucked. Like when he like his eyes, like you can see like his pupils, and it was like it barely looked like there was a smear on the camera, and it just looked at all kind of bad. And then the one thing that really got me, like when I first watched the first 7 minutes that they leaked, I was like, okay, this looks pretty fucking dope. Like, let me see what this movie's all about. Like, once I watched it, there's this in the very beginning, Sub-Zero character, like he speaks Chinese to a Japanese family, but then he turns around and starts speaking Japanese. And I know like Japanese, like there's a lot of characters and things that are very similar, so there's some stuff that can be translated. But then like later on, he fucking speaks English, and this is like 1400th century like Japan, and he fucking speaks English, and then like he walks away. I'm like, how the fuck is he speaking English? Like who let that shit slide? That didn't make any fucking sense. And then like later on when Scorpio is fighting with his great grandniece or nephew or whatever the fuck, how does he understand what the fuck he's saying? Like the guy is speaking Japanese and like ancient Japanese, so they can't be like the same like dialogue, and for some reason they're fighting at the same time and level and understanding each other. I was like, this doesn't make any kind of fucking
Yeah,
sense.
hold on. Okay, so that part, historically, if you look at like Japanese and Chinese like going at each other, like they would have known about each other. They'd have had multiple skirmishes and even wars. You know, even back in the day. I mean, it's not that far from fucking China. And
Well, no, because
go ahead.
well, they said the whole thing with Scorpio and Sub-Zero is that he's what is it called? They used to be part of the same clan, but he moved away from or whatever. But I don't know, it just didn't make any fucking sense. And then like, how is Cole like an orphan? Like at first I was confused. I thought Cole was like the baby that they hid under the stairs, but then I realized, okay, no, they in the subtitles they say sister, your sister is crying, and I was like, okay, that it was a girl, it wasn't Cole. But like, this is the one thing that really bugged the fuck out of me. So Cole is the chosen one, right? Like he has the birthmark, which turns out to be like, you know, he's the chosen one for Mortal Kombat. But he gets his ass fucking kicked in the beginning of the movie. Like, shouldn't he lose that ability? Like, you're not Earth's fucking hero. This guy just whooped your ass. Like, you should be demoted to fucking like the trash collector or something. Like, what the like? Cole was the most horrible character in this entire movie. He sucked. He kept getting his ass kicked. Like, you can tell he could barely act. And like, they threw out like their most popular character with the forum guy. I can't think of his name right now. And he gets fucking killed. Yeah, like, I don't know, this movie just wasn't there for me. And like the one thing that was really missing was the fucking soundtrack. Like the soundtrack was lackluster, or it was lame. Yeah, it was totally lame. But like once it finally started, it seemed like it was getting good. Like the movie ended. Like it was like maybe 2 minutes worth of cool ass music, and it just stopped. and that was it.
Yeah, so
Dang.
real quick, I got to rewind because I said something that was incorrect.
Go ahead.
Cole Young was not in the new game. I haven't played the newest game, so I assume that he was in the new game. He's not. I thought he was like the Chrono character, which he's not.
No, he was specifically created for the film.
Yeah, which is just fine. I mean, like a lot of the lore they got right in the movie, so.
And oh god, and everybody keeps saying how good that what's that guy's name? The guy with the shoots the laser out of his eye. I can't remember his name right now. Yeah, everybody kept saying like, oh, he's the greatest and he held this movie and blah blah. I was like, he was like the stereotypical white guy in a Chinese movie where he thinks he's fucking badass and he makes fun of everybody for being a certain way and he talks about how cool and badass he is, but he always keeps turning around and getting his ass kicked. It's like that shit was just cliche.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Let me jump in here real quick.
Go ahead.
Because everybody has, their own takes on things. I'm gonna say one big compliment for me. This CC Stringer, goddammit. Boy, this is a thick, bad red bone right here. She plays Melina. I had never seen this actress before. She was walking up in the netherrealm, and all I saw was cake and yams. What in the fuck? Come on now.
She was sick.
She was actually. I was like, God damn! Like I had to pause the fucking movie, but so I appreciated the fact that I thought that actress kind of brought it. She also did great with the makeup and stuff. She didn't have a whole lot of fucking lines, but I thought that was cool. And then one other quick thing. I dug both Scorpion and Sub-Zero fights. I really did. I thought those were violent. I thought they were creative. You know what I mean? Like, you have obviously your get over here. You have the freeze powers and all of that. But I thought what they did with, especially those fights, was quite fun and violent and super duper cool. I'll say those things. What you got to say, old ninja?
I'm gonna say this. I don't need Shakespeare in Mortal Kombat. So I'm just gonna put that out there. I think if you knew a bit more of the Mortal Kombat lore, you would probably appreciate the film a lot more. Because I played most of the Mortal Kombats, even some of the shitty ones like Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, because that's a pretty shitty game because the controls suck. I enjoyed this film. I thought like they got a lot of the fucking Mortal Kombat lore correct. There was a lot of stuff that's in there. If your favorite character is not in the film, they're either Easter egged or they're flat out mentioned by name. I thought they did a really good job trying to squeeze everything in there. I felt like the fights were definitely a bit more raw as the other ones. It's funny because like Blue's complaining about Kano, but literally what you described about Kano is what makes Kano Kano. That's why he's hated, and he's like that in every rendition. Because if you watch Mortal Kombat Legacy, which is currently on HBO Max, which was a web series, which now you can watch on HBO Max, all of it. Kano's the exact same way by the actor that plays him. If you watch the 1995 Mortal Kombat, Kano's the exact same way. Yeah. He starts out as an Australian guy. He's a dick. He's a double crosser. He's arrogant, chauvinistic. All of that is there. I didn't particularly care for Cole, but he was kind of whatever. I mean, I know that his bloodline is supposed to be, descended from Scorpion, and Scorpion is based off, at least in this film, he's based off of a real person, because Hanzo is a true, I guess, ninja in Japanese folklore. He's very revered, and he's talked about a lot. He's talked about with a lot of respect. So I think bringing him in that lore brought in was very, very a nice little nod, a very nice little tie-in to it. Sub-Zero was an ass. I know that a lot of people, when they play the game, they usually have Sub-Zero as kind of a hero, but he's really not. It's supposed to be Liu Kang. Liu Kang is kind of the hero and whatnot. I think this is a great jump-off point for subsequent sequels, even though it's not a perfect film, and it is sometimes kind of all over the place. The main guy, Cole, wasn't a huge selling point for me, but I felt like he served his purpose.
What you got, Kronos?
Listen, I like the movie a lot. I think that, yeah, parts were cheesy, parts were poorly written, parts were, could have been done better. But to me, I just wanted to see an action movie from it's basically an action movie from the 90s. So it gave me everything I wanted. Because, I grew up in my formative years in the 90s. And this really was like a throwback to the 90s for me. It was it was kind of shitty, it's kind of funny, and it was kind of shitty for being funny. So... Yeah, I mean, especially the amount of gore they had and the fight scenes I really liked. The scene where was it Liu Kang, where he took his fucking his hat off and threw the fucking hat.
Oh, Kung Lao.
Kung Lao, yeah,
Kung Lao.
And chopped it in half and was screaming and shit like that and said flawless victory. I was fucking dying laughing. That shit was so fucking funny to me. I the movie didn't take itself too seriously, and I think that if you took the movie seriously, I don't know. I don't think that was the point to the movie. I thought it was just a fun movie. It was fucking silly as fuck, and I liked it. So, yeah, I want to see more of them. There's gonna be more of them, so keep making them. I want this to be I want this to be as ridiculous as the Fast and Furious movies, and to get just as much revenue. Seriously, because I mean, Fast and Furious has the same shitty fucking premise, the same shitty acting. The ridiculous fucking action scenes, way over the top. Can never happen in real life, but I still enjoy them. It's my guilty pleasure. So, Mortal Kombat, this one was my guilty pleasure. I watched it twice, so yeah.
There you go. That twice is big. I'll say this, Blue mentioned the whole $55 million budget. That's nothing. You know what I mean? In terms of a budget, and to have fight scenes and CGI that looked competent on that budget is actually pretty impressive to me. I thought it was more like a $80-90 million budget. But they're trying to set up a franchise. They're trying to set up some sequels, and so far, I do want to see more. You know what I mean? And I'm agreeing with everybody that there's bad acting, there's bad writing, but it kind of had a little bit of a Ash versus Evil Dead feel to me, in terms of over the top and badass at times and cheesy at times and funny at times. But go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the original one from the 90s, from 98, it came out in 93? No, 90, 99, 98.
95.
Came out in 95?
Came out in a year.
Yeah, that one. Well, that one cost, that budget for that one was only I think it was 15 or 18 million, so it even had a smaller budget than that.
Yeah, but that was there's inflation.
Yeah, that probably was 100 million back then.
That was back when candy cost a nickel, bro.
Yeah, but it's interesting too, because I forgot to mention Sonya. I hated her character. I didn't hate her character. Her character just didn't make any sense because she wasn't marked, but she was hanging out with everybody. Why would you bring somebody to come and hang out with the fighters when they don't have a VIP pass to come in, basically? She doesn't have a pass, and she doesn't get until later when she fucking kills somebody. But they didn't explain how her and God, to do with the arms, eggs. I'm calling them eggs. He's eggs from fucking True Blood.
True Blood.
They didn't explain how they're able to track down people with the symbols. There's so much I didn't know. Come on. I guess I play Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, but it's not my game of choice. I'm more of a Street Fighter, but I'm more of the I know the Street Fighter lore, but I feel they didn't if you're somebody who did not know about Mortal Kombat, they didn't build the characters up for you to like this franchise, to get you into it. For example, Iron Man. I guess Marvel's probably that high bar that movies are trying to contend with, but the way they develop the characters and introduce everybody, it's kind of it just makes sense. Where with this movie they didn't really do that. They just threw everybody at you, gave you a little bit of background, and then that was it.
Can I just say this though? I hear you, and you're right. They did set up Iron Man, RDJ really, really well, but that's a PG-13 superhero movie, and this is an R-rated video game adaptation.
Not to mention, Mortal Kombat is an ensemble movie. Iron Man focused on one hero, one guy.
Yeah.
So that whole film, you had that whole film to develop one person. This one, you have 8 people or more
Yeah.
to develop. So there's not enough time to develop all this. You got to give little by little, and then you got to do round robin, and then go with it.
I would say a perfect example would be Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Like, they were able to introduce the villains and give them a backstory and build them up before, like, or to help build the story along, to make the story flow along as it goes on.
No, they didn't really give him backstory. They just did it in like small little sections. They just introduced a fucking bad guy, and then all of a sudden the bad guy gets her ass kicked. So like there was like very little backstory in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
And that was all comedy. Like,
Yeah, no, but that's what this should have been. They should have just made this fucking comedy. Like, it was.
It wasn't comedy to you. It was comedy to me.
Oh, God, it
was so fucking funny to me.
So bad. But no, like, the one thing that I did like, the fight scene, the Sub-Zero and Scorpio fight scene, the first one and the second fight they did was really good, but they didn't explain, like, why did Sub-Zero go to hell? Or I guess he went to hell. Like, he
you mean
just.
Scorpion?
Or Scorpio, yeah, Scorpion. Like, they didn't explain, like, you know, he's, like, crawling to his family, and then all of a sudden he just catches on fire and disappears.
Because
like, they don't explain, like, what the fuck happened with that.
He's supposed to. That's in the video game lore. He's supposed to, like, he's a spirit of vengeance, basically. He goes to hell, but then he's so angry, he comes back as Scorpion to get vengeance on Sub-Zero.
Yeah, he didn't, they
Anyway.
didn't explain that.
Yeah, it's just, you know, they sort of did.
Yeah, very, very lightly, but I was good with it.
Special shout out to Joe Talseem, who was the guy who played Sub-Zero. He was also in Warrior. He's an excellent character in Warrior. He's the other. He's not a protagonist. He's like kind of the bad guy, but kind of not. In the first season of Warrior, he's a really good. He does really good choreography, like fight choreography. So, and he has like these really. Like some of his like mannerisms are like really interesting. So I thought it was really cool to see him getting more work. I hope he gets even more work going forward. So
you know, he's in the Force.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's in the Force Awakens when they're hunting down Han Solo. He's one of the guys trying to get their money from him.
I gotta give him props too. There was one more fight that was actually really fun. Sub-Zero versus Jax. That wasn't a bad fight either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Jax up.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I mean, listen.
That
if
was
you watch
cool.
Sub-Zero or if you watch any Mortal Kombat anything, you know Jax is gonna lose his fucking arms. So it's just a matter of time. It's just like, oh, he's gonna get his arms fucking. They're gonna get taken. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They didn't know his little baby arms, like fucking Robin from.
Yeah.
We had the little arms. I was like, oh shit, he's got Robin little baby hands.
Yeah. I mean,
Can't
again,
match with that.
I understand some of the people who like Blue are, you know, hating on it or really just despise the movie in some ways. But I guess, you know, maybe my expectations were right at the right mark because I came in, you know, with lowish to mid expectations, and it kind of met them. And then there were times when I, you know, rolling my eyes at certain dialogue, and I'm like, okay, get to the next fight. But overall, I was like, okay, the fights won me over to not loving it, but lukewarm liking it and wanting to see a sequel. You know what I mean? That's what I'll say on it.
Yeah.
You know. All right.
If this wasn't on HBO Max and I saw this in a theater, I probably would ask for my money back.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right. You know, we all got our things.
Mm-hmm.
Should we do the Falcon? Didn't they have the finale?
Wait, what's everybody's rating for it? Or score?
I'm gonna go 7.6. Yeah, 7.5.
I'm gonna go solid 7 for me.
Solid 7 for me as well.
Okay. What about you?
I'm giving it just 2. I'm gonna
Say that shit.
and I'm gonna give it 2 is for CC's cakes and and for the opening fight scene. That was kind of dope.
Damn.
Actually, no. I'll keep that point because I did like when Scorpio said, "Come over here." Like I was like, "Oh shit, now we're gonna get
Listen,
real."
you're already fucking up a catchphrase. Just get over here. How dare you? Just stop it. That's how much you hate the fucking.
No. He said, "Come over here." He was being nice. It was friendship mode.
Oh, damn.
All right.
How dare you, Blue?
We had Bubba Gump and the Winter Soldier.
It's the Sam and Bucky show.
Sam and Bucky show. What y'all think of the finale? Goddammit!
I like
Everybody
it.
go
watch
first.
it.
Yeah,
I think everybody watched it, right?
I'm trying to. Did everybody watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we watched it.
I'm trying
Okay,
to, just trying to remember it because I've been watching a lot of stuff. I've been watching Invincible too. So, yeah, I like the finale. I think that them going into like more of the kind of like social injustice issues in America with like the original Captain America, and him not being highlighted at all in history. I think at the end was like a really nice homage to him. I think it was really cool to see Falcon in his Captain America suit, it's pretty close to comic accurate. Like it's pretty fucking close to the way it looks in the comics. So it was cool to see him fighting in a shield. It's cool to see him like fighting and fucking winning instead of getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah, I like the direction of the whole entire series. I understand why some people. Well, actually, I don't understand why some people didn't. I liked it. Like it's basically like watching a Marvel movie, but across 7 or 8 episodes. But for me, like, they're movie quality. Like they really are. Like as far as the production value goes. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I actually shout out to God damn it, the guy who plays Falcon. What's his name?
Clarence. Anthony Mackie. Clarence.
Yeah,
It's Anthony Mackie.
I was watching some things about how Anthony Mackie was trying to get Marvel to understand that we need to have black superheroes and trying to get more than it. Like they had the Black Panther, but it's like I think one of his things was like, yeah, you have the Black Panther, but can we do a movie where you have like a black main character, but it's not just a black movie. You know what I mean? And I understand like what he's saying there. It's like you need to like have it so people are just like it's normal for like a black lead actor leading a diverse cast, not just making it all black. Don't get me wrong, I love the Black Panther. I love everything they did with the Black Panther. But at the same time, it's just like it was an all black cast. But it's like why can't we all just get into this? And him really breaking down in the industry of like the issues that he saw and how he was trying to bring the Falcon really to life on screen, I thought was really cool. And I really appreciated like the whole series, especially like the direction they took with like bringing Isaiah Bradley into the show and really showing the history of this character that people might not have known about. Even though it caused some backlash, but it's backlash from people that shouldn't be watching the shit anyway. They're backlash by fucking racists that should live their lives in obscurity. They shouldn't have their voices highlighted. They should be kind of just buried,
Diminished.
Yeah, like seriously, like fuck your racist views, man. Like if you don't read the comics, you don't know that this character exists, but don't get mad about it. Marvel's been on the forefront of fucking civil rights since they've pretty much been around. For somebody that's racist that doesn't recognize that, then fuck you, man, or woman, whoever you are.
I'm with you on the Sam Ascension. His suit looks great. I gotta give props. At first, I was a little confused with where they were going with Isaiah when they like briefly introduced him midway through, but I came completely around. I liked the ending for him. I thought that was cool. On the negative side for me, Carly might have been my least satisfying villain. Like nothing she said or did kind of just worked for me or convinced me that she was, leading this super soldier, terrorist, sympathetic kind of army.
Even though she
I don't know. Carly didn't work for me like
even
at
though
all.
she told them what to do and they did it, she wasn't a leader.
Yeah, Carly just failed. I think it was the last episode, and I was trying to be patient and see how it would end with her, but she's just like, one world, and looking around, and they're just like, one people? Even they were just like, Carly, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, goddamn it, like,
Hail Hydra?
Yeah, like shrug, So Carly was a big detractor for me. And then the other one I would say is, as much as I loved Sam's journey, minus maybe the bubblegum shrimp stuff, but Sam's journey was cool. And him getting the shield and all that meaning with Isaiah. But god damn it, I fucking hated Battlestar. Like, all Battlestar is just Hey, let me motivate Walker. Let me motivate Walker. A few big pep talks for Walker, and then he dies, and that's just motivation for Walker to, kill on camera. Battlestar doesn't really have his own fucking identity outside of Walker at all, which I get it. He's a side character,
No, but
but then when you add insult, but hold on, when you add insult to injury, and his parents are lied to about his death too from Walker, I was just like, man, I didn't like that. I didn't like anything they did with Battlestar.
Well, I mean, it's good that he died.
Yeah, it's just Battlestar was a
now he has no life.
Battlestar was a whack. Battlestar was a whack ass black best friend, and nothing more. And so I was like, whatever. He just made me roll my eyes. So I thought that both Battlestar and Carly for me were misses. But I liked Sam. I'll give even Bucky some props too in terms of his sympathetic journey. And then Zemo, I loved. I loved Zemo more in this series than I did in Civil War. I thought he warmed me up. I'm always lukewarm on Zemo. I fucking love Zemo now. Then the one last one I'll say, and then I'll hand it over to Old Ninja. Sharon, it was cool that they brought her back. But the power broker reveal, I was just like, okay. And she's making jokes with a bullet in her stomach. I was like, I don't know.
I think
that was kind of a miss.
She might be a scroll.
Yeah, but I mean, we see this in Avengers where Phil Coulson's getting shot in the gut. He gets killed by Loki, but he's still cracking jokes as he's bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah,
so that's not, and he's a SHIELD agent as well. So
to me, and I don't watch Agents of SHIELD, but
no, this happens in Avengers when Loki gets out and gets him, and then Coulson blasts him with the gun. He's like, oh, that's what that does.
Maybe it was
jokes.
Maybe it was the timing because Sam had just given his pretty cool speech. You know what I mean about what the SHIELD means and doing better to those senators and all of that, and one world, one love people. And then right afterwards, it's like Sharon's like, I got a bullet in my stomach, and it fell flat to me.
And she got her job back because of it.
Oh, she got to enter back in the country. Look,
no, she got her job back at SHIELD.
Yeah, but she was out of the country.
Is SHIELD around? Maybe I missed that.
Well, they don't mention SHIELD, but
okay.
I mean, she's probably going to be part of SWORD, but still, I know a lot of people are freaking out about Sharon. I don't see why. I mean, there are more people now that oh, Sharon's going to be a Skrull. I don't know if I like that. I'm like, dude, that's great. Let Sharon be a Skrull. Let's find out what happened to the real Sharon. Now she's doing nefarious shit, selling state secrets to the highest biller, billing and all that shit. I kind of like that, even though her legacy has been pure and stuff with Peggy. But I want to see where this goes. I want to see, is she a Skrull? So I won't be surprised. Also, Nick Fury's possible booty call, at least in the comics, is she going to be the Skrull Queen, or is she just, is she assembling the Dark Avengers? I want to see where that kind of goes. I hate doing this, but I have to. Rarely on this podcast will you hear this, but I have to agree with Prodigy about Carly.
Come again? Carly
was just kind of a spoiled brat with powers, and I was just like, I don't like your cause. I guess is one thing, but not everybody's on board, including your followers and me watching it. So I was just like, I guess. To me, the real villains was Walker and Zemo. Zemo being out of prison felt more precarious than anything Carly ever did. Walker going from hero to psycho was to me more dangerous than anything. So the two of them put together was the villains for me in this show. But yeah, I really, really, really appreciated the Isaiah Bradley story. I'm glad the way they kind of wrapped it up. I'm glad they actually brought it out because the story came out in 2003 and they brought it to live action now. I think it was a great message. I love Carl Lumbly. He's been doing comics and movies voices for a while. Him being this character, this is basically an iconic character again that he gets to play. So I'm thankful for his performance. I'm glad for Anthony Mackie because now moving forward, he's not Captain America. So in the upcoming Avengers film, that's what we're gonna have. What I'm hoping to see that he smashes Natalie Portman later on. So we'll see if that happens. Because she'll be Thor at one point. So Bucky's journey, I kind of felt for her. Like I wasn't like super kind of down because I was like I felt like he was kind of nerfed a little bit compared to the film versions of him. But I know that he was going through some stuff. Maybe that affected him. Maybe they just didn't want to overpower him or something. I don't know, but
It was the Dora hitting that Control Alt Delete on his ass.
possibly. I mean, that could fuck with you, thinking that you have an all powerful arm, and all of a sudden, 3 clicks and your shit is on the floor. It's like, oh shit, that would fuck up anybody, really. But yeah, overall, I like the series. I like what they did. I feel like the big misses definitely was Carly. She was a miss for me. Sharon was a hit for me. Sam was a hit. Isaiah was a huge hit. I enjoyed the series. There you go.
What you got, Blue?
I thought it
Are you
went.
say something, Cross? No, I haven't gone yet.
Oh, hold on, real quick. I want
Go ahead.
Bucky to definitely fuck his sister. I'm just saying.
You want Bucky to fuck her?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Bucky's
Oh
invited
yeah.
to the barbecue. I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. Now Bucky brought a fucking store-bought cake. Goddamn, you can't do that bullshit. He didn't get another invite.
But he was
What
sitting
they
down.
teaching in
He was sitting
Wakanda?
down with the kids, talking to the kids. You know, trying to be in the family.
Yeah, you
Fucking
acting like
everybody,
you
know,
could.
he's good to go.
You really think he's going to cook with both of
He
them
yelled at him.
arms?
He yelled at them kids too. Like, put that shit down, motherfuckers.
I'm gonna be your daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
But
Go ahead, Blue.
for me overall, I really enjoyed the series. I like WandaVision more than this series, but this series was so fun because it built up, you know, the Winter Soldier and Falcon, and like knowing that he became Captain America, because originally he gives away the shield, and eventually at the end he earns it back. Like he really earns the title of Captain America, and like I like how people recognize him as Captain America, but I can't remember. I think somebody called him the Black Captain America, or maybe they might have just called him the Black Falcon or something like that. But
I think you're right in both accounts.
okay, yeah, okay. But I really like how they, what the old guy, his name was was it? Oh god, what's the guy's name? The older guy who was also
Isaiah Bradley?
Isaiah.
Isaiah. I can't say that name for some reason. But,
Isaiah. Just call him
I like
Bradley.
how, yeah, I like what they did for Bradley. Like, you know, they gave him props and let him know, like, he brought him into the Captain America museum. Like, you had him, like, they made a display for him, whatever not. But like, you know, it's interesting how they like touched on that avenue of like American history. How like, you know, like a lot of black people fought in wars and stuff like that, but were recognized for it or something of that nature. And I like how they really portrayed that in the show. But like overall, I thought the show was really good. Clarence did a really good job as Falcon. Especially I like at the end when he got the suit, the Wakanda Falcon suit, and like how he had like 2 birds and like he'd be able to like hack and talk to the girl in the helicopter. Like that scene alone right there was pretty fucking dope. Like he tells her like, hey, you know, on the count of 3, you're gonna take control, and like smashes. He basically did like what he did in the first episode, where he flies to the helicopter and grabs the hostage, or whatever. But yeah, like I agree too. The homegirl with the red hair, like yeah, she didn't have any like. I mean, she had powers and stuff like that, but she just didn't seem like a threat. Like her whole motivation just seemed. I mean, you know, people were coming there and taking over like their area, but it also kind of touches on like, okay, what happened after the snap? Like all this takes place after the snap, and like there's a bunch of people who like the snap worked. Like we need to get back to how the snap was, but also introduce a bunch of questions like, you know, okay, so the snap happened and this house is abandoned. Well, I'm gonna move in there. Like these people aren't coming back. Well, all of a sudden people come back and it's like, hey, get the fuck out of my house. Like this is my goddamn house. And it's like, no, dude, I've been living here for fucking 5 years. You get the fuck out of my house. Like I like how they touched on that. I wish they would have answered more. Like I wish there was more responses to that so we can see exactly how, like, you know, Tony Stark wanted to keep his family, so he didn't want to change time. So he just brought everybody from the past back to the future, and that whole avenue right there just that would fuck up anybody. Like I like to see more about what happened with the snap. Like I hope Disney makes I don't know, they should make a snap movie.
Well, I mean,
or something. I don't know.
They've done it in 2 different series now. I mean, they talked about the snap in you know, WandaVision, and now in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I think it's good that they're actually even talking about it because I mean, usually I didn't want to talk about it at all.
When they did it in Spider-Man 2 in Homecoming, they talked about it.
I don't need Spider Who. What?
The European Vacation
Iron
one did it.
baby Spider-Man, Iron Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to learn more about like how life is after the snap. Like, cause, like what happened to people in airplanes? Like what happened if you got snapped while you're in an airplane? Like when you came back, you just fucking fall to the ground. I think they talked about that a little bit in the show. I remember I see that somewhere else. I don't know. All this shit's a blur. Overall, I enjoyed the series.
This is a stupid quibble. I will say this: whenever I see a fight in New York City with like Avengers or characters, I'm always just like, well, what's Doctor Strange and Spider-Man doing right now? Like, did they see this shit on the news and just be like, I'm cool? But it's all good.
Well, Spider-Man's lost in Europe still, so.
I thought he came back. No, at the end of European Vacation, he's in New York.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gets called out by our homeboy.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Triple J.
Omni-Man calls him out.
We'll get into that Invincible since you mentioned Omni-Man.
Mm-hmm. So Invincible. It was like episode 8 dropped on Friday, and man, this show is so fucking good. Like it takes all your superhero animated shows and was like Amazon's like, fuck you, I'm gonna make this shit as violent as I can possibly make it violent. But like Omni-Man's wife finds out like he did kill the Guardian of the Galaxies or whatever they're fucking called. But and I wonder if he killed the Taylor guy because the previous episode he was having a beer on the roof with him, and he kept talking about how like there's trust issues and this and that, and that's kind of where the series ends. We don't get to see what happened to the Taylor guy, or Edna Moe, as I like to call him. But we get to see that Invincible and his girlfriend, they're like having like relationship issues, and he actually flat out tells her that he's invincible, but she still gets mad at him like, you should have told me sooner and shit like that. I'm like, wait, yeah, he's trying to protect you. Like, why are you so mad? Like, come on, girl, calm down. But so he ends up just flying off, and like he talking about how he's giving up superheroing because he sucks at it. Like, he calls people to die, and like he wasn't there for his friends. He's not there for his like he's not very good at being a hero. So he meets up with Stargirl, but at this whole time the DEO, I can't remember the name of the group. I'm calling it the DEO. They're onto Homelander and like not Homelander, Omni-Man. Yeah, they're on the Omni-Man, and like this shit fucking dope. Like they tried to stop him, and they had like a giant fucking goddamn death beam from space. And I loved it. This was like one of my favorite lines from the show. But like it stopped him for a second, but it only caused him to have a little nosebleed. And like the director of DO was like, oh, we spent like $8 billion for a nosebleed or something like that. But this show is so fucking good. Like the fight scenes are cool, and like we know Omni-Man's a fucking like he's basically a knockoff Superman, but he's like fucking shit up, and he's like unstoppable, and like he's trying to get to his. And one crazy scene is like there's a part where Omni-Man's trying to tell his son exactly like why he did what he did, and like you're wondering like, okay, is there really a reason why he did what he did? Like is there something more to the story? But like we just find out he's just talking to the wind basically, and he tries to get to his son, and like the DEO's trying to use his son to stop Omni-Man. This show's just so fucking crazy. Like it's not all over the place, but like it all makes sense. Like they have a fucking Omni-Man fighting a goddamn kaiju that he killed earlier, and they fucking somehow souped it up with some fucking Godzilla DNA and fucking gave it a Red Bull and a Four Loko. It's like, hey, this motherfucker's the one that did this to you. And they set him loose on him, but like this show's so fucking good for an animated show.
Yeah, you're right. They sent zombie RoboCop, a kaiju, and then a death laser from space
and
to stop him.
And the Immortal came back.
Oh yeah, that shit.
And probably got his ass whipped again. I was like, God damn. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, he's doing all right. And then it's, oh no, he's not doing all right. He's doing terrible. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my
Omni-Man
God.
was like, you didn't take that heading like you didn't take that as a fucking lesson. Let me separate your top half from your bottom half.
I mean,
yeah, he was just
He should have went, maybe the Vegeta route, and the Goku route. Maybe go to the hyperbolic time chamber, train a little bit more. Because the first time you fought him, you got your ass whooped. Maybe train a little bit more before you try to take him on again. I was like, God damn, that.
But then we also had Agent Coulson try to take him out too. Like, when Omni-Man found out that he's been spying on them from across the street, and Agent Coulson, which you think he's like a little weakling, scaredy cat. He's like, oh, for the motherland, and fucking blew up the building or some shit.
No, he blew up the block.
No, he blew up the house.
He blew up like half the block because it splits. Like he takes the house, but he at least takes out the house behind him too.
It's definitely. It was just. I'm pretty sure it was just the building, just that one house. Because you haven't watched the latest episode, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just one house.
Yeah, the guy's like the guy with his face, freaking the evil Coulson or evil. Is it Cole?
I'm pretty sure his name is Cole. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, he literally tells Omni-Man's wife, like, hey, we evacuated this whole neighborhood just in case. And we knew that it was probably going to come to this. And there's, like, literally a crater in that neighborhood. It's like, holy shit. And when Omni-Man says to the Immortal, he's like, you should have just stayed dead. And then rips him up. That's some fucked up shit.
Basically.
Fucked up.
Dude, they have a fucking chance. But another cool thing is a little backstory with Robot. Like, he's working with the clone twins, and they basically fucking built him a body. But this shit's fucking kind of creepy. Like, he had them build them a body of one of the members, but the body is of that member at a young age because he had the thing for Monster Girl or some shit like that. I'm like, whoa.
Thirsting, simping.
But then we learned he's like some freaky ass little kid in a goddamn jar or some shit like that. Like he's actually a real person that's been controlling this robot from a fucking test tube, basically.
I think it's Cecil.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Cecil. Yeah, the teleporting guy.
I just want to say this. I'm a little bit behind. I think on episode 5, but Monster Girl tripped me out when she was just like, I'm actually in my 20s. I know I look like a little girl. And then, like, only, like, pedophiles and real weirdos try to talk to me. I was like, whoa, this is some fucked up, twisted shit.
That would suck.
Yeah, and then she talks about how she gets younger as she, like, continues to fight or continues transforming and fighting. I was like, that was wild to me. Go ahead.
That's fucking crazy. Like, I feel bad for her because, like, she's a grown ass woman. Like, she can't really find like love or affection. So what Robot does is it makes fucking sense. Not Robot. It's not a robot. I can't remember his real name now. But it's the person who becomes.
They call him Robot. So
yeah, they still call him Robot.
Yeah,
I thought Robot was. I thought Robot was a woman because he had like little. It looks like he had a little fucking. He looks like. He makes me think of the robot from Spaceballs a little bit, just because he looks like emo robot. I don't know, it's me.
That's funny.
I think the important thing that we need to point out is that when the Immortal is killed, it is broadcast across the entire planet. So everybody gets to see Omni-Man kill the Immortal twice, and he does it while his son is watching. That's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I wish I could talk about. So I watched the finale today.
Oh shit!
I can't talk about it until the 30th. And I wish I read the comics. I think I have it somewhere in the. I think I have one of the compendiums. If I would have read the compendium, I could have talked about what might have happened, but I don't know. But yeah, the finale is really good. There's like a lot of stuff that gets answered, and I was like, holy fucking shit. Shit gets crazy, but yeah, Omni-Man is a fucking asshole. Like y'all will see in the finale. I will leave it at that. But he surpassed Homelander as like being like a villain, and he's in like Stormfront territory. He's eclipsing Stormfront like easily. I'm just like, god damn. It's,
Goddamn, Stormfront was a fucking Nazi. Shit.
he's worse than
he's
a Nazi.
there. Okay.
He's worse than a Nazi.
Goddamn.
You'll see. Like when it drops on Friday. So
I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, we know Omni-Man is fucking badass because that in that one episode when he goes through the portal to that other fucking planet or whatever, and he fucking wrecks fucking shit. Basically, he annihilated the whole fucking planet basically, and then fucking bounced. He's like, if you don't let me get back home, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, let me let you back home. Okay, I'm still gonna fucking kill you. Bye.
Yeah, but you have no idea like his motives at all up until this point, right?
I have an idea, but I don't. Just because, like in the beginning, they talk about how their people go to different planets and help out and stuff like that. But the first, right when he said that, it made me think of fucking like Saiyans or some shit. Like they go and fucking destroy planets and shit just so they can turn around and sell it.
Maybe.
Don't spoil that.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, it's just like what he does and like what he says, and it's shit's all bad. But yeah, the episode that is out, the latest one, is it was really good because like watching, Omni-Man fight the Immortal and fight that crazy ass kaiju, and when his son sees like what his father is capable of, was like eye opening, and it was just like it was pure insanity, and the fact that the new Guardians of the Globe were like, should we go help? Let's go do something. Was like, well, it's Omni-Man, and what are we gonna do? When like he, I think at that point they realized that Omni-Man might have killed the original Guardians of the Globe, so they just kind of hold him back. Because I mean, Omni-Man would just wipe the floor with that entire team. Like, there's no single character, there's none of them would stand a chance for any length of time, except for like maybe the duplicate girl, but only because she could duplicate. But eventually she'd run out of duplicates. So yeah, it's just crazy that you have like this one character that's so OP in the show. There's one other one too, though, the Lion guy. But I think he might give Omni-Man a run for his money, or another Viltrexian, maybe. I think that's what they call it, Viltrexian. But yeah.
Well, we know that the Lion guy from like the previous episode, the one that the mob boss. I don't think the mob boss hired him, but like the Lion guy from the different dimension or whatever shows up and fucks up Invincible. Like he wiped the floor with the fucking old Guardians or with the new Guardians, so like they don't stand a chance against Omni-Man. They were to like try to step up to him.
Yeah.
Well, dead air. Could we lose?
No. It's a lot to process, man. It's a great.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's a great show. I want to catch up. I want to find out what the fuck's happening. I want to see this finale.
I love that J.K. Simmons is the voice of Omni-Man. Like his voice is pretty fucking iconic, and like having him do the voice is like it's pretty fucking dope. I used to forget that Steven Yeun. Actually, speaking of voices, like the cast for this show is like ridiculous. Like they don't have like no-name actors and stuff like that. They have like some big listers on this fucking genre. It's kind of fucking cool.
Everybody's somebody for the most part. Like you've heard them, you know these actors. Like it's a who's who of fucking Hollywood, like A and B listers.
But it's kind of funny thinking about it because like you kind of got to give props to Robin Williams because he was kind of like one of the first celebrities to start doing voice work for stuff, and like he kind of not paved the way, but he kind of got the ball rolling for other actors to like big name actors to start doing voice work. Because before like Aladdin, like there was barely any celebrities doing like voice work for animation stuff because that shit was below them.
Very true. No, he's got a point.
There's a lot of crazy people like even the guest stars are like crazy, like Mark Hamill, Mahershala Ali, Seth Rogen. Some of them are like, I had no idea Zachary Quinto was a robot. I was like, what the fuck?
Or either Miller is that the crazy guy who starts killing people. Or
he makes the zombie Ezra Miller. He makes the zombie RoboCops. Yeah, it's just crazy. There's a lot of people in this show, and there's probably gonna be more.
I can't wait for this shit to fucking like. I gotta see what happens. So you're saying if I watch Fridays, I'll be all the way up till Fridays. That'll be the last one. I'll be current.
This coming Friday will be the season finale.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna get caught up, man. Holy shit!
Who was in the beginning of the episode? There was somebody like I can't remember who it was, but somebody popular was doing the voice of a character, and I was like, oh, like that. Oh no, it was
Zazie Beetz, because she's the girlfriend.
No, it was somebody else. Oh god, I can't think who it was. Because in the beginning of the episode, you're like, "Oh shit, I like recognize that voice like right away." I can't remember. I have to go back and watch it again. It's been a week.
Oh, good. While you think of that, Kronos, what's going on with your boy Rogan? What happened with this, man? He got into some stuff. Break this down.
He fucked up like bad, and I heard about it because Old Ninja brought it up, and I didn't know if it was true or not because I haven't listened to Joe Rogan's podcast in a while. For a couple of reasons. The main one being that I listen to a lot of audiobooks now, so that takes up the vast majority of like my ear time. But also, I stopped listening because he's having some people on that were not great people, in my opinion anyway, and that he wasn't giving enough pushback on like a variety of issues. I didn't like that, so I was just like, I guess he's not for me anymore. But, recently, I still listen to some of his clips on, like, some pertinent stuff, but just not the whole podcast. But recently, he has said a few things about being vaccinated for the COVID-19 vaccine that were just, like, patently false and just totally ridiculous. He said that he would not recommend somebody that is healthy in their 20s to get the COVID-19 vaccination. I'm just like, what the fuck are you even talking about, man? Like, seriously. And so there's been like a lot of pushback against him for this, and to me it's totally understandable. And he even brought up the fact that his kids, and he even like muddied the waters by like saying like his kids got COVID, they're okay, it wasn't that bad. He doesn't understand why kids are they're pushing kids to get this vaccine. First of all, there's no COVID-19 vaccine for children at all, to be perfectly clear to anybody that's listening to this. They're doing testing. That's true, but there is no authorized COVID-19 vaccine for any child. None. Yep. Even if there was one, I'm pretty sure his kids have other vaccinations. Because his whole thing was that if you're healthy and in your 20s, you're probably not going to get sick and die from COVID. But this is totally ignoring the fact that it's highly infectious to other people. And also when you talk about vaccinations, listen, I don't know a single person that got the fucking whooping cough. I know nobody that got fucking tetanus. I don't know anybody that got the vast majority of the shit that I got vaccinated for, and that my daughter got vaccinated. Yeah, polio, it's another one. Nobody I know has it. It's for a fucking reason. Like, the fact that he doesn't seem to understand or just forget that he doesn't understand like how vaccines work and the purpose of them is very disappointing. And this is one of the reasons why I stopped listening to him, because depending on the guest that he has on, he'll kind of like craft his opinion around like who he has on. And I don't like that, because it's like, listen, if somebody's coming on spewing bullshit, like, calm on their bullshit. And like one of the guests he was having on was kind of like giving pushback against the COVID-19 vaccines. It's like, hey, we have it for a reason. And just the fact that you think that, oh, well, the infection rates or whatever isn't that high with these people, or they're not going to die if they're in this certain age bracket, but they're still highly infectious to other people. And it's like I said, I go back to my original argument. Like, we have all these vaccinations that everybody gets for diseases that no longer exist, but we get them so they no longer exist. It's not a fucking difficult concept to understand.
It really isn't. No, you covered it. It is disappointing, and I'll just say this. Yes, the majority have been elderly or with comorbidities and all of that other stuff. However, there have been some youngish people, like under the age of 40, that have lost their fucking lives. And to me, I know everybody likes to pretend that we're completely out of it. I think the numbers look great overall, depending on where you are. I'm more relative to, or pay more attention to California. But we're still approaching 600 fucking thousand Americans that have lost their fucking life to this. I don't know how much more evidence you need than just that fucking number. Like, come on now, And then there's been well over 100 million. I want to say it's over 140 million vaccines given to adults in this country. And like Kronos has mentioned before, nobody's died from the vaccine. It's been a huge benefit and help, and the only thing that's helped us slowly claw back from basically like how you hear all the terrible stuff going on in India right now with COVID. That's where we were in terms of our numbers in like December, January.
And it'll
like,
be well. They've already surpassed us, but there's more people there. There's like over 1 billion people there, and it's going to keep getting worse there.
Yeah.
But like literally months ago, we were at over 250,000 cases, all the way up to I think almost 300,000 cases per day in like the dark days of the winter of literally this year. Like we've seen terrible stuff, and it was literally just a few months ago. Everybody wants to fucking forget and shit, but hundreds of thousands of Americans lost their fucking lives for this because of this fucking deadly ass fucking virus. And the vaccine is a good thing. I've gotten it. Cronus has gotten it. Everybody except for Old Ninja, which we got to talk about later, has gotten it, and we've talked about it honestly on here, and we're okay.
It's really interesting with the CDC just released a new guideline about mask wearing, and like that shit's almost like a fucking combination. Like if you've been vaccinated and you're hanging with somebody who's not vaccinated, it's okay not to wear a mask. But if it's only for outside, but if you're inside, you should wear a mask. And if everybody in the group has a mask, then it's okay not to wear a mask. And if you're vaccinated, then your mom can kiss you twice and around the cheeks, something like I don't know. The CDC guideline is so fucking confusing if you were to look at it. It's almost like a logic combination.
I mean, listen,
it makes sense though.
It's either confusing or it makes sense, but it's fine. Like the problem that I have with like people being so hesitant about the vaccines and masking and all that stuff is that people are getting, mad about having to have their lives inconvenienced. But I sort of understand that, but not really. I mean, like I would rather the United States government and everybody in general be overly cautious about this than just be like, oh, we're good. Like let's just keep going. Like. More than 500,000 Americans have lost their lives. Like, and if you just bring up, like, statistically that's like a low number. Not fucking really. That's a lot of fucking people. That's human beings that have human potential that have fucking died from this. So why don't we just, going forward, just be overly cautious? Even though I know I'm vaccinated, I know that they say the CDC guidelines are, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask outside. But listen, if I'm walking from my car somewhere outside into a building, I'm wearing my mask all the way into that building and all the way back to my fucking car. So, and I don't give a shit. It's not virtue signaling. That's just what I'm fucking doing. Just in case there's some because we already know there's variants out there. And I don't know if whatever variants that are out there are, if the vaccine that I have is going to be effective against it. There's 5 that I can think of off the top of my fucking head. There's at least one that came from England that's now in Michigan that's going rampant there, and then there's 3 that are in India right now that are kind of going wild, and there's another one I forget where the fuck it's from, but there's variants out there that I don't know if my vaccine is going to protect me and my family from that. So I'm gonna, if it's possible, I'm gonna stay safe. And I don't know why people are getting mad about people wearing masks. Tucker Carlson, the other day on his show, he said to basically confront people that are wearing masks outside and tell them that they don't feel comfortable around them, and to call the police. I'm like, if you don't feel comfortable around them, then why the fuck would you confront them?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fucking moron. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He took it a step further. He said if you see parents that have masks on their children, to call the child protection services on them because they're abusing their child. I was like, wait, what?
Nothing to do with abusing. It has to do with fucking safety. I don't call child protective services on a child that's wearing a fucking helmet. Okay, because they're trying to be safe. Yeah, if they fall, they're probably not going to fall directly on their goddamn head, but they could. So let's just be, a little overly cautious, because we're not through this. People are pretending that we're already through this whole thing and that everybody's going to be fucking fine. I don't know if we are.
I'm just so disappointed, and again, I'm gonna have to go back and actually be honest about this. When I go back to 2020, I put some lion's share of some serious blame on fucking Trump, because this shouldn't be as fucking political as it is. No. It really fucking shouldn't.
No,
I'm not a fucking Democrat.
It's as straightforward. It's not a Republican Democrat. It's as straightforward as a public health emergency with a fucking pandemic and following some kind of safety guidelines given by your local county authority, the CDC, or your doctor, etc. People who fucking epidemiologists, people who fucking study the shit and following through. That's literally it. But it's gotten to this point that it's like, well, you know, if you hate Biden or you love Trump, I'll do this or won't do that. Shut the fuck up. Like, do you value Americans losing their fucking lives or fucking not? Or do you want to even honor the fact that, you know, close to 600,000 have fucking died as a direct result of this shit? You know, we could have done way better for as rich of a country as we fucking are. And we would have if this wasn't so highly politicized for a fucking year.
Yeah, it's almost we're basically on that territory of vaxxers versus non-vaxxers. Like it's literally that, like, people have there's like the conspiracies behind like the vaccination and this and that, and it's fucking ridiculous.
And I'll just say this too, just to piggyback and go back to Rogan. I mean, he's got tens of millions of listeners. Like he's the biggest podcaster in the fucking world. You know what I mean? So the scary thing is, there's going to be a bunch of them who are just going to be like, well, Rogan said it, so fuck the vaccine.
Yeah.
And that's what's disappointing.
Yeah, this whole thing is just, it's really just fucked up. I mean, like, honestly, putting a mask on, it's not a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal to anybody. People want to talk, they want to make up all these fucking bullshit excuses just because you don't want to do it. People want to talk about how, oh, you can get CO2 fucking poisoning. Oh, you can get, you know, you're going to pass out. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Or are you going to have, you know, heart issues or blah, blah. Listen, you fucking dumbasses. People in fucking China, Japan have worn masks for the longest fucking time. Anytime you go in for a surgical procedure, guess what? They're wearing a fucking mask to protect you. This is the same reason that they're wearing a mask now, is to protect you. Like, I don't understand why it's a big deal. Like, it's inconvenient, yeah, sort of. Like, but if it could potentially save somebody's life, then it's not really that inconvenient to me. Another thing, hold on, real quick, is that people were having like a lot of pushback for, there's universities that are saying now that, hey, if you're going to come back to the university, we're going to require you to have a COVID-19 vaccine. And people were outraged about it. Some people, certain people. And I'm like, why? If you have kids, we all know if your kids are going to go into public school, you have to have that vaccination fucking card. Like, why is this any different? I don't understand why the COVID-19 vaccine is any different from, you know, diphtheria, fucking
measles,
measles, all these fucking other things that your children get vaccinated for them to go into public school. Why is COVID-19 any goddamn different? And if somebody's like, oh, well, it's new because you're all a guinea pig. No, you're not a guinea pig. There's over 200 million people at this point. The people that have not gotten the vaccine, you're the guinea pig for the new variants of this disease. So please stop it. All right. And then second of all, the mRNA technology has been around for decades. They just haven't had a chance to really use it on anything yet. And this is like the most useful case for it. But they developed this thing, so I think it's since like 1985 as they started developing. So just stop it with your nonsense of, oh, well, it's new, so I'm scared, xenophobia. You know, just shut the fuck up.
I mean, to be honest, I was kind of scared to get the vaccine just because, like, okay, it's been a year and it's just like out. Like, I was a little hesitant, but then I trust in the science. I trust in the science that, like, you know, nothing bad's gonna happen. And plus, I kind of waited for everybody else to start falling off. I was like, okay, half of the cast has got it, so I should be all right to get it. If you guys would have got superpowers like that day, I'd have been in line like that fucking night. I'd have broken into the building, fucking injected myself with like 5 doses. Like, okay, I'm gonna be Omni-Man with these fucking powers, boy. Woo!
Also, real quick too, because we've touched upon it like multiple times this year, with the whole Asian hate, which is ugly, it's disgusting, it's racist, it's bullshit. For the variants that Kronos kind of mentioned, regardless of where the fuck they come from, don't do that bullshit where you say, oh, well, there's a variant coming out of India, and let's start hating South Asians, or out of, you know, Spain, or out of Argentina, or South Africa. Don't do that dumb bullshit ever again, where you just associate something with an ethnic group and pick on fucking Americans, basically, because of your fucking ignorance.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had my headphones off. What were you saying?
I was saying, as variants come out of some of the places that you mentioned, or even new places, don't do that bullshit of being all anti that ethnic group. Let's say it comes from Argentina, or Mexico or whatever as a variant for COVID-19. Don't do that bullshit of, I'm going to do a whole bunch of hate bullshit against, more hate bullshit against Mexicans or more hate bullshit against Asians or anything like that. Fuck up.
Really quickly, there's still people who feel like the whole age group thing is kind of like their safety net, where I'm not this part of this age group or I'm not part of this age group. I'm like right in the middle or whatever, so it's not really going to affect me. If I get it, I'm going to survive. But a lot of people don't understand. There have been people under the age of 50, and some cases under the age of 40, that have gotten it
Healthy
and
people.
have had serious adverse effects from COVID-19, like full on, like we've talked about on this cast. There's an actor, a Tony Award-winning actor, who was sick for 90 days. He had to have his leg amputated due to complications of COVID-19. There's been other stories like this because of the disease ravaging people's body and doing crazy things that no one could predict.
Like when
Just because of your age doesn't mean you're necessarily safe.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off of that, one good example of that, I mean, because we always hear about, like, death tolls, but we don't hear about, like, people who life isn't the fucking same. For example, like, Alyssa Milano, she got COVID, like she was probably, like, how much to say she was the first celebrity to get it, but she got it, like, pretty early, and she went on shows talking about how it fucked up her life, like, her hair started to fall out, like, she still have difficulty breathing, like, she hasn't been the same since she's had it. And there's been other people that came out and said how, they didn't die from it, but their life isn't the same. Like, they have breathing issues. Like, one of the big side effects of COVID was loss of taste. Like, people can't taste things anymore, and this and that. Like, you might not die from it, but your life would not be the same. Like, if I couldn't taste anything, that would be so fucking like. I think I would become depressed if I couldn't taste food. Like, I couldn't imagine like having like a nice juicy fucking steak fresh out of my sous vide machine, nicely grilled, and I can't fucking taste it. Or even going back to...
You can't even taste pussy, man.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Damn.
there's no flavor with the pussy.
You got some to the butt. You'll be all right.
You can even taste that.
Man, you can be in their groceries all night.
But
long.
could you imagine going to House of Prime Rib in San Francisco, getting a Keen's cut and just nothing, just
that would be
what we're talking about actually has a
sad.
name. It's called the COVID long haulers. That's an actual syndrome. People that get, because people just think that either you get COVID and you're either gonna live and be fine for the rest of your life or you're just gonna fucking die. It's not true. There's a whole subset of people that get COVID and survive, and they are fucked up for like to this day. And they have no idea when the symptoms are going to go away. They're long-lasting symptoms that they have to deal with, and people are just ignoring it. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's fucking professional athletes that have long haulers. There's I forget who the guy is, but there's a NBA player who has to take a fucking not a respirator, a fucking inhaler to the court now because he got COVID and he hasn't recovered yet. It's been months.
Yeah. And I think they did like X-rays on somebody who recently recovered from COVID, and like their lungs look like somebody who smoked a pack of cigarettes a day for like 20 years. Like that's how badly it fucks up your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
Your lungs, you need that to breathe, people. In case you forgot.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, all bad, disappointing.
Kind of jump back to Invincible. So the character I was talking about was actually from the previous episode, and shout out to Clay for pointing this out. But our homeboy who does the voice of Rick and Morty, he played the voice of the frat guy.
He's the frat guy, yeah.
Yeah, so when the episode first dropped, I was like, oh shit, that's Rick and Morty. That's, what's it, something Roland or something like that is his name?
Yeah,
Justin
it's
Roiland.
funny because he's basically Rick as a frat guy. Because like when you watch it, you're like, holy shit, that's Rick. Holy shit, he's burping and drinking shit just as if Rick would. And it's hella funny.
They don't think he's trying to get laid.
But then he gets fucked up, like extra fucked up. It's like, oh man, yeah, I feel kind of bad for the guy.
But we could save this one to switch gears a little bit. We could save it because I doubt anybody's watched it, given most of us are staying home. But everybody's saying this Demon Slayer fucking movie is the goddamn shit. Has anybody seen it yet?
No, I got it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Not
Okay.
yet, but I want to. But I heard Mortal Kombat did better than it, which I think is bullshit. But
Well, it's not
Well,
hard.
Damn.
Yeah, well, and just barely. I'll say this: the
Okay.
Demon Slayer movie is supposed to be like the highest-grossing movie in Japan's fucking history.
oh damn.
Yeah, and let me actually hold on. Global box office right now, even during a pandemic, guess what these numbers are? 456 million
God
Damn.
Damn.
for an anime movie. This shit is a fucking
that's
force.
impressive. Yeah.
Wait. So where has it been released? Does it say that?
That's-
Is it just?
Yeah,
Is that just
it's been- I
Japan?
don't- No, it's been released because I know someone that saw it last. They actually went to a theater to watch it.
Yeah,
Right,
it is
right here in the East Bay.
Yeah, it's released here now, but all over Asia and most of Europe, I think it's been released. But it's still been kind of spotty with theaters because obviously, we've had Rona going on. But during the pandemic, to put up those fucking numbers for an anime movie, you got to give that props, man. This must be great.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
really
I mean,
fucking. That's
the anime
that's
was great.
half of.
Yeah,
anime was dope.
yeah.
And
So
the
we'll save
same-
it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, to give you a perspective, the only American film that's probably done the same numbers globally is Godzilla vs Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this has a fraction of that budget. You know what I mean?
Oh
To
yeah,
market it.
oh yeah, by
So if
far.
If you haven't heard of Demon Slayer, it's available on Netflix. So the first season, I guess there's only one season out, but the first, you can watch the first season on Netflix. And
Or
it's
Crunchyroll.
dubbed. Oh, and Crunchyroll.
isn't it?
Well, no, it's
Yeah.
it's dubbed on Netflix, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
dubbed on Crunchyroll. It might be dubbed on Crunchyroll too, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it a while ago. We all fucking loved this fucking anime. It was up for Anime of the Year or Golden Eggplant or something because we were all so fucking impressed by it. And obviously, we're going to get season 2 of it. I've heard that it's going to, the movie itself will be available streaming after it finishes its kind of box office run. So hopefully later this year, but I definitely want to fucking see it.
I'm definitely gonna buy it because I love that. Because I love that anime is making a big resurgence in the movie theaters because we had Dragon Ball Super Broly, which did really fucking well. Then we also had Naruto Boruto that was released in the theater, which was really fucking good. So I'm glad that they're seeing the money that can be seen in these animated movies. And to be able to see them in theaters, it kind of sucks that it's only limited releases. You only get to see them 3 hours out of the day. But I mean, right now we're in COVID, but that's kind of how it was for Dragon Ball Super Broly. There was only limited hours you can see it. But yeah, other than that, I love watching anime in the theater. That shit's you're there with your other fucking geeky friends and nerds, and you guys are you all have the same kind of love, which is kind of fucking dope. The energy in the room for watching anime. It's what you would get if you're at a fucking con, which is great.
Yeah, I agree, man. And here's the other thing, too. If they keep putting up numbers with anime movies in North America like this, I think you're going to see super wide release fucking everywhere. You know what I mean? As many theaters and screens as possible. So, good shit. We'll see.
Can we talk about something? It's been on the list, but we should have talked about it at least a week and a half ago.
What's
But
up?
the Army of the Dead trailer, it's been on here, but we didn't talk about it. Did everybody watch this?
I did.
Yeah. The rest of y'all see this trailer?
Is this the one
Netflix
with,
film?
with Drax?
Yeah.
Sorry, Batista. That's how I knew him as Batista.
Yeah, but this looks interesting. It feels like what is it? I was gonna say Why the Last Man, but that's a different show that's gonna be coming out. No, but I Am Legend meets vampires meets a little bit of Resident Evil kind of, where the zombies have hierarchy and they're kind of organized and shit, and then Batista, it's like a bank heist as well. So they're
Yes.
going into what looks like a apocalyptic Vegas, where everything else seems fine, but Vegas is all fucked up, and they're going in to get millions. It stars Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, who sets them on this path, and Batista has to gather a team to go in, get this money, and then there's just a legion of zombies there, This is a Zack Snyder film, and it will be
Yeah.
released on Netflix. I think is it this week or in May?
I think you got a couple weeks.
Yeah, so it's coming up soon, but the trailer got me real hyped.
You know what? Let me double check that.
Is this like part of the Night of the Living Dead franchise?
You know what? I do not know. The way that this is set up, I would not think so. But
I don't think so. I think this is original.
Oh,
Yeah, you would know. I mean, he did do Dawn of the Dead. Oh yeah, so this comes out May 14th. Okay, which is a Friday. So I mean, everyone's on that Zack Snyder train after the Snyder Cut. So he's got this film coming out on Netflix May 14th. This could be it.
I'm waiting for the Snyder Cut of Mortal Kombat to drop.
Listen, I liked 300, and then I liked this latest Justice League. Other than that, I haven't been a big Snyder guy, and you can check the history of what I've said on here. But a fun fucking zombie movie with Drax in Vegas, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm down for this. You know what I mean? This looks fucking fun.
How would you see
Did you not see Dawn of the Dead?
You
Okay,
would never,
go ahead, Chronos.
how could you see him though? You would never see the main character if he's still
God damn it.
He's a stealth
Actually, this is a
expert.
remake.
Oh,
Like,
man.
this is a remake of the 2008 film
Oh,
Army of the Dead.
was that in Vegas? Am I tripping?
I'm not sure if it was in Vegas.
Okay. Well, in any event, it looks good.
It takes place in the golden city of El Dorado.
God damn.
What? I don't think they call Vegas that, but okay.
No. In the original one, it takes place in El Dorado. So it's like a bunch of people from Colorado going to El Dorado. Oh, okay, I see what they did
Hold
there.
on, real quick. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm drinking this good ass beer, and will it show up?
Yeah, Mal, you
Oh,
can't.
no, it
What
won't
are you
show
trying
up.
to
No,
show?
it's just
Yeah,
chromed
it's
out.
stupid. There we go. See it?
Wait, there it goes.
What did it say? New
What's the
line?
Line?
Who this?
Oh,
Because they made a new beer. It is actually really good. Anyway,
That's
so-
fucking funny.
hold on, real quick. It's a Great Notion. It's a Marionberry tart beer, and it's like 9% alcohol. And it's Marionberry and vanilla flavor, and it's pretty good for a tart.
And
Is
it's
that named
tart.
after the guy who smoked crack as the mayor of D.C.?
Well, Marionberry is an actual berry, not Marion. What was the? Is his name actually
yeah,
Marionberry?
Barry.
Oh, it's the same. Okay, well, yeah. There's actually a berry.
Dude, it's sorry. Not to change subject, but since we're talking about drinking, like when I did the Cider Fest or Cider Summit a couple of weeks ago, one of the ciders I had on there on the bottle, it had two chicks fighting, and like I was like, why are these two girls fighting? But it had the story on there. Apparently, these two girls, they're like super not alpha females, but basically alpha females, and they would. Every time they would see each other, they would just get into fucking arguments, and they got to the point where they just every time they show up in the bar, they would just end up fighting. So they literally named this beer after these two girls just because they fought all the time. Not the beer, cider. I can't remember the name of the cider, but like it was almost like reading a goddamn scroll on this giant fucking bottle of cider. It was fucking funny, dude. Let me see if I can find out the name of it, but it was pretty fucking great.
That's
was-
awesome.
Humberton cider.
Real quick, as you're saying that, because I know Eilicia's in the chat, so she's watching. Something I want to talk about for a couple of weeks, because I did a thing, and I forgot to talk about it. I want to cut a commercial for it, but I'll talk about it live on the podcast. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister and her wife, they have a company called Ibiji Oil and Candles, and if you want to see their products, you can go to ibijioilandcandles.com, and I'll bring up here's thing for
Oh, look, I
it.
got their stuff right here.
Oh, do you? Hold on. There, you want to bring it up? Yeah, that's
Product
candle, right?
placement.
And I have plenty of them as well. Here's like a older one, like this is yeah. We use the products. I even got some. Yeah, everybody does, and so it is. You can probably walk around his house and find some shit.
Yep.
I got mango pomegranate.
I make it rain. It'd be smelling good in this motherfucker.
Yeah, sure
I got-
do.
I got bamboo coconut, I got Cedarwood or Sandalwood,
Yeah.
and Very Vanilla.
Nice. One of their soaps, I forget what it's called, but it's one of my daughter's favorite soaps of all time. She said it smells like it's made with like something in rock and roll. I'm gonna make a video of like what she said because it's hilarious. And it was impromptu, like I didn't tell. I just like, hey, what did you think about the soap? And she just said it on video, and it was hilarious. But anyway, we got a promo code for them, and it's good through I think the end of next month, the end of May. And I'll pull it up right now, and it's 15% off if you have $35 or more, which is a pretty good deal. So the promo code is VD638N, as in Victor Delta 638, N as in November. And so that's the Be Then BTI promo code to get 15% off. 15% off of an order $35 or over. I highly recommend their products. They make really good soaps, really good candles. They have, I think they have some oils as well. Obviously, they have oils as well. And they also have like this body butter thing,
dude,
that I've used. I got like the beta version of it, which is great. But there's a new version out that is that's supposed to be even better. That I have to order it and get, because listen, if you have a friend that has a small business, pay for their shit. All right.
Yep.
And pay full price, except for right now because you get 50% off.
let me say something about that butter. Okay, I might be the ashiest person you've ever heard or listened to in your fucking life.
Bro?
Oh, for sure.
But I'm ashy, like figuratively and literally.
Yes, sir.
This fucking butter, goddamn, I love it. It smells fucking literally delicious, and I'm fucking glistening and shining and shit. I use that shit every fucking day. I tried, like, I guess it was the test fucking version and shit. I'm not bullshitting you at all. I fucking love it. I threw all my fucking lotion away. Fuck all that lotion shit. That butter is the goddamn truth.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had lotion because I actually went when they were in Oakland, selling at one of the like festivals or whatnot, the little park. Yeah, and I hadn't seen them in a while, so I was on my way out there, and I'm like, oh, and I bought a few, and so I bought this one. It's like this Egyptian lotus or something, and I bought the huge one because it smelled so good. Oh my goodness! And so I had it, and I have it in the living room, and everyone's like, dude, what candle is that? This smells so good. What did you get this? I'm like, dude, I told them about the site or whatnot. I'm like, dude, the website was listed on the candle itself. It has the sticker and whatnot. It came in crazy packaging. I'm like, dude, it came like a gift. It was like literally packaged like a gift. Like, oh my god. And then when you can smell it through the stuff, through like the packaging, it's so good. I'm so glad I have some. I'm gonna actually give one away as a gift to a friend. They're going to love it. I already know, but man, the product is A1 for sure. I can't wait to get more because they have so many flavors. They're actually out of the one that I really wanted, and I just bought a secondary one, and the secondary one I feel like is my new favorite now. It's so good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like they have sorry, jump in here, but like they do like bath bombs, body oil, but like I got this sunseed oil that I've used. Like the first time I used it, I was like if you ever watch The Last Dragon, you know when Leroy gets the glow? Like literally I had that. I was just shining. Your brother was shining. I was just sparkling. I was like, oh god. I was like, I wasn't ashy for like 3 weeks. Like that's how good this shit was. Okay, it wasn't that. But your boy didn't have any. Your boy was happy with it. Like it was way better than fucking like using like baby oil or lotion in general. But like, yeah, their shit's legit. It smells great. It's a local company. They're outsourced out here in the Bay Area, out Oakland. Black owned. And it's really
don't use baby oil because you ain't in porn. So you know what I mean. Like,
and you ain't the Rock.
Yeah,
I would say that. But no, yeah. So I wish you could have them on here so I can explain the name because they explained it to me, but I just feel like, you know, the way they broke it down, it just seems more fucking cool. Like if I was to say it, like, okay, there's these two twin girls and this and that, but there's a lot of Egyptian, African history behind the name. No, it's kind of cool.
We'll have them on to talk about, you know, like how they started in there and some of their products. Because honestly, people that really know me, like if you start a business or a product and your shit sucks, I'm not gonna talk about it. Even if you're family, I'm not gonna talk about it. Like seriously, honestly, even though I love my sister, if her products weren't great, I wouldn't talk about it on the podcast. But seriously, these products are awesome. Everybody that I know think that they're awesome, and this is how I know that they're great. So this is the reason why I asked for a promo code for my sister, is because one day a friend of mine from the Marine Corps, she asked me, "Hey, what is your sister's business again?" Like, I want to order some stuff, and so I was like, "Yeah, this is like good." She's looking for her on Etsy, and apparently they had a problem with Etsy and like fucking them over with like some sales when they had like with Square and stuff like that. So that's a whole different issue. But they have a website now that's where all their stuff goes through. And so I gave my friend the website name. I was like, order whatever. And apparently it's like the biggest order that my sister and her wife ever got. I was like, holy shit. And I know that like every now and again on social media, like Facebook, where she's like super private on Facebook, she posts like all the areas like where they have sales. I'm like some of these sales they have, or some of these sales that she's getting, are from people that listen to the podcast. So I'm like,
yep.
Hey, why don't you give us a promo code like for any amount, like whatever percentage off, just so you can so we can track like how many people like are ordering from you like through us, and then like so we can like actually do a promo code, like actual promo for you. And so this is why we're doing it now, because I saw that people are actually like picking up and they're buying, and they're repeat buyers for their products. They're great products. Like when I first got the candle, I was like, God damn, this is some good smelling shit. Because I wanted some sandalwood, and then
those were my exact words when I fired up mine too.
Yeah, and it was like way better than like another sandalwood candle that I had. And there's like another one that I got. I forget what the fuck it was. I think it was lavender. Another scent that I like. So listen, if you're a nerd that goes to cons, might be kind of funky, use the product. I'm just saying, if you don't use lotion, use some fucking lotion or some oils to hydrate your goddamn skin. Mother's Day is coming up. Maybe get your mother some good smelling shit. I'm just saying, she'd like that.
Graduation's coming soon.
Yeah.
What's also kind of cool is that, I mean, I feel like I might have gave them this advice, but they probably got it from other sources. But like, they actually sell candle warmer wax too. So like, if you have a candle warmer, you don't like lighting a candle, whatever. So a candle warmer, you have like it's like a little light bulb, and you put like a little cube of their wax or whatever. You put it on top of the it's a special kind of. Actually, let me show you what it looks. This is what one looks like.
Oh wow.
It's like fuck that describing shit.
Yeah.
No, I have one. So it's basically a light inside of here, and you put the wax inside of here, and it warms up the wax. So basically, it's like lighting a candle without the actual burn. They actually sell the wax that goes in here, which I was like, hey, you guys should make this. And then like a couple of weeks later, they started making. I'm gonna say I had influence on it, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. But yeah, they make this too. So if you don't want to like light candles and you have babies around, you don't want to start a fire or anything, like they got you covered with this too, which is kind of great.
Yeah, like I think it's their Love Intention candle was like super good as well. Smelled super nice. Yeah, like I haven't had anything that smelled bad. Like everything they had has been like top notch. So
they don't have Gwyneth Paltrow's candle.
There's no vagina candle.
No. For the Bay Area folks. And I want to make sure I get this right, so correct me if I'm wrong. I still think that every Sunday in Oakland, you can go to a booth. I think it's in East Oakland near Eastmont.
It's near the mall. It's a Liberation Park.
Liberation Park. Okay, Sunday they're there with a booth. So if you don't fucking trust us, go for yourself if you're in the Bay Area and smell it, talk to them. And you'll be fucking amazed yourself on every Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, it's right next to a mall, and they have food and stuff there. They have some ethnic food there. It's actually pretty nice.
And some of their candles, like the shit I don't want to say shit. Like, no, because they like most candles is just like you got the wax and a wick or whatever. But they have some stuff that have like some legit like you open it up, it's like damn, this is a fucking art piece like. There's some that have like gems in it, and like some of them might have like little fragrance of like potpourri up in there. Like they really put some quality shit. I don't want to say shit because they were talking about candles, They put some quality stuff inside their candles, which is fucking epic.
Yeah, like they're.
Yeah, I was like, dude, is there jewels and shit in this?
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is?
I think the
And
lemon
I'm
butter
like,
was like
dude,
that.
this smells hella good.
Yeah.
So I bought 3 candles when I was there because I was just gonna buy like 1 or 2, but I had to buy a third one. I'm like, dude, these all smell so good, and I don't know how fast they're gonna burn, but I have one in my living room right now, and then I got these other ones, and even the packaging was cool. It came like gift style packages. Really great product. I really like these. A lot of people were asking me where these were, where'd I get them from and whatnot. So definitely check them out if you're able to get a chance. Man,
You've been at home for over a year and some change. Make sure your house and your body smell good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait.
Stop getting fucking Old Spice, goddamn whatever fucking scents. Get something that's probably better for your skin.
So our homegirl, Aisha, I felt like I'm gonna fuck up her name. Yeah.
You call it Risha.
Yeah, she's in the chat and she said that it was your idea. So, change the blue.
Nice.
I'm coming from royalties. No, I'm joking.
Just to be clear, everybody that's like listening to this is not a paid promotion.
No.
So this
We
is
believe
just
in it.
my sister and her wife have a really good business and they sell good stuff, and I wouldn't recommend something to you that I didn't think was good. So
Yeah. I wish we gotta get them on here just because like I did a photo shoot for them. Like I took a few pictures of their products, and I have to say like my work wasn't that great. Like I tried my best, but like with COVID and this and that, like I'm really glad they got like some really good photos to promote their stuff. But like when I was there, like them explaining like their products and stuff like that. Like originally, Cronus' sister-in-law, his sister's wife, they were buying like candles like crazy. Like, oh, I like the smell of this candle, and she was like, "You're buying too many fucking candles. Like, you need to stop this shit." And eventually, they're like, "Oh, how about we make our own candles?" So basically, it came from their obsession with candles to being a fucking business. For them to turn something that they just simply like the smell of candles to turn into a full-blown business is fucking epic.
holy shit, the Love Intention candle is actually they're having a big sale anyway right now. So
We're saving you money if you're hearing this. Goddamn it, go buy some shit.
Wait, we keep talking about the product, but did we give out the website yet?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. It's
you do it on the podcast? So people are listening.
You want me to say it with the words and the letters and stuff?
Yeah.
So it's
with the
IBGOilandcandles.com, which is what I said at the beginning.
Spell that out.
It's
you gotta spell that out.
IBEJI oilandcandles.com. I'm not gonna spell oil and candles because if you can't spell oil and candles, then you should stop listening to this podcast and go to a fucking class. It'd be easy, I get that.
Oh my god.
It's I'll say it again. IBEJI, as in India, Bravo, Echo, Juliet, India. Oilandcandles.com.
Good shit. Guys, let's wrap this on up.
Wait, quick. Shit, I was gonna say something.
What you got?
So the cider that I was talking about earlier, this is the name of it. It's Raglartown Hard Cider. It's called Humboldt County Original, and oh shit, it went back. But yeah, this is the one I was talking about where they have the label of the girls fighting, and then if you guys want to check it out, the cider is pretty good. But if you want a recommendation for a cider to try out, there's one called Tugs and Jugs that's really good. It actually pairs.
That's a great name.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
It actually it pairs really well. Like if you want to, it's like a. Let me share it again.
Does it pair really well with Cock and Bull?
No. It's called Tag and Jug. This one in the center that I'm showing. I can't really zoom in and show you, but it pairs really well with orange juice. It makes a really good mimosa for a cider.
Nice. And
this one Gowan or something like that. That one, it's a rosé cider, and that thing tastes really good. If you can freeze it and make it into a slushy, that shit tastes really good for like a summertime treat. So yeah, the other one tastes like garbage. Like there's one what's it called? I'm gonna shit on some ciders.
Oh my god.
There was a cider on here called shit. What was it called?
This is why we don't do paid promotions.
Yeah, right. Sorry, this horse and plow farmhouse one. Oh, that shit was garbage. It Yeah, that shit was so fucking gross. I had to pour that down the scene. I was like, oh, I can't drink this. It tasted like horse piss. And how do I know how horse piss tastes like? It's because I smelled it. And it smelled the way horse piss tastes or smell. Yeah.
I'm gonna let that go, Blue. I'm gonna let that go. I've seen way too many Eastern European farm girls in my day.
Wait. We have a B's and BTI.
Oh, okay. What you got?
So this is from Warrior Fella. If Captain Sam doesn't hook up with Jane Thor, who do you think he will smash with?
Carol Danvers, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, I don't see Carol and Rhodey hooking up, even though they do in the comic, but Carol and Clarence, I see that.
I'm gonna say it's been a while since I've seen it, but maybe Wasp. Fuck it.
What?
Wasp needs her ass tapped.
But she's got Scott for that.
Is Scott tapping that really though? I feel like they're gonna break up.
It's like your
You know
friends
what?
with my dad.
You know what? She's polyamorous. It's 2021. She's gonna tap Scott and she's gonna tap Sam. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
What you got? Who else had an answer? Blue?
Blue.
I'm gonna say Sam and homegirl from Walking Dead. That's one of the Wakanda girls. Like, yeah, I can see them.
Okoye?
Oh, Okoye?
Okoye, yeah, because her boyfriend from Wakanda is tripping with his fucking rhinos and shit like that. She's like, look, dude, you attack my nation, like I'm Wakanda forever, and you not Wakanda forever. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna mess with this homeboy from America, and I know he's not from East Oakland, like how how they have the Wakanda embassy there now. But yeah, I can see Sam and her like doing a little something.
Okay.
Ooh, she seems like she's gonna be a top, man. I'll put it like that.
He seems like he's a bottom.
God damn. All right, was that the only one?
Yeah, I was the only one.
What you got popping this week? God damn it.
So Prodigy's mouth has been running off about this Ikatsuki anime. It's supposed to drop, I think.
Yasuke? Yasuke?
Yeah, is it Yusuke? Yeah, it is Yusuke.
I thought it was
With the Keith Stanfield as the main character. It looks like it's serious. It's not a movie, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's going to be dropping off, I think, this weekend. I want
Tomorrow.
to say tomorrow, yeah. I'm going to try to check this out. We actually had a request that we review it. So probably next week we'll probably hit, maybe, depending on how many episodes, we'll probably run through it. The Bad Batch for Star Wars drops on Star Wars Day, which is May the 4th. So I'm definitely going to watch. It's probably only going to be one episode, but I'm definitely going to check that out. Probably going to be celebrating Star Wars Day from home. That coming this weekend, I'm going to be going down to the beach, like down to the Capitola area, and then the quasi or the semi-wine country area in the Livermore area. I'll be there for like a little birthday get-together. It'll be, I guess, social distanced. And yeah, I think that's kind of about it.
Better be, because your ass ain't got no motherfucking shot.
Yeah. You better wear a mask.
I got plenty of masks. See? Yes.
And a Jimmy hat.
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
Jimmy hat for your face.
Wait. No.
It's right.
Blue, what you got?
What am I doing this weekend? What am I doing? Let's see. Well, Friday's my fucking birthday.
Hey.
Yeah, so your boy Blue's gonna be turning 21 for the
Times 2.
No. Yeah, right?
Actually, yeah.
I'm turning 21.
Yeah.
You know, I need to. Ooh, that's be a good reason to drink on Friday. Yeah, I'm turning 21 for the 21st time.
No,
yeah.
Christ, for the second time.
Or the first second time. Yeah, I'm turning 21 for the second time. It's so crazy to think, like, if I had a kid in high school, like, I could be drinking with them, which is fucking. It's weird to fuck is to think about it. Like, if my kid Sebastian was born like earlier, like, it's mind blowing. But yeah, my birthday's on Friday. I've been reading an audiobook. I talked about it on a podcast before, but it's The Last Hunter by Jeremy Robinson, voiced by R.C. Bray.
Yeah.
And this fucking book is like ridiculous. It was on Amazon, and last week I thought I got it for free, but no, it was only one audiobook credit to get 5 fucking books.
Yeah.
It's like 30 plus hours of content, and I'm on book 4 right now. And like this fucking story is like legit. It's like it's probably, I think on here it says that it's audiobooks. Number one, it's bestseller for the duo to be together, Jeremy and JC. But yeah, I'm reading that. I'm almost done with it. It's a great book. My little boy Bash is he's 6 weeks now, so that's kind of crazy. And like it's weird because like he's changing, and it's like what the hell? Like his eyes color, like he's getting like his eye color's coming in, but like when he was born, his eyes were gray, like a darkish gray, and now they're kind of like a grayish brownish color, and it's like we're trying to figure out if the baby will have my eye color, because my eye color is dark brown and the mom is light brown, almost like a hazel brown. So we're waiting for that, but like he's starting to smile a lot. Like I can tell he's like recognizing our face. Like if I walk into a room and say his name, like he'll turn his head and like look toward me, and I'm like, wait, are you recognizing me? Like what's going on? But like he's smiling, and he's peed on me twice. Not like as I'm changing his diaper and spraying me peeing on me. Like I have him on my lap, and like his diaper will leak and he'll end up fucking pissing all over me, which is fucking it's funny, but it's part of being a parent. But yeah, just seeing him grow. He gets his first round of shots on Friday too. So like it's my birthday. He gets his first. Well, he got like shots at the hospital, but I think these are his first like vaccination shots that he's getting. But he's slowly growing too, because like he went from like wearing preemie clothes to wearing like newborn clothes now. And yeah, it's just a trip, man. It's just a fucking trip. The sweetest and I, we refinanced our house finally. Like all that shit went through, so we're just trying to do little things here and there. I'm trying to do little things here and there. But yeah, man, just right now, just enjoying life. Like Monday I get my second COVID vaccination.
Nice.
So I expect to be knocked the fuck out on Tuesday, because I hear like the second shot's no fucking joke. But we'll see. But next Wednesday also, not Wednesday, I think it's Thursday. Next Thursday, the sweetness is gonna be out. She's got like an appointment or whatever, so it's just gonna be me and the kid by herself, trying to survive. I'm trying to make sure, like, keep this little dude alive. That's what one good thing about having a kid. It's like you're constantly worried if they're alive. Like they could be sleeping in the crib, and you just kind of want to shake them just to wake them up to make sure that they're actually fucking breathing.
You want to shake babies, Blue? Is that what you're?
Yeah,
Child Protective Services.
I said this to the sweetness earlier today. She's like, oh yeah, she wanted to say she was rocking the baby, but she said shaking the baby. I was like, no, that's a word you need to delete from your vocabulary. But yeah, like that's something I need to delete too. But like, yeah, no, I just want to like startle him to wake up. So I'd be like, hey, are you still alive, little bro? Like, what's going on? But anyways, I'm enjoying the time. Like I love taking pictures of him and like seeing him like grow, and he's smiling and stuff, and it's like super fucking cute. And sorry, I'm running on here, but like I learned how to get him to fart. I talked about this last week, but like I still can't believe this little bitty being can fart so fucking much. It's like if he was in a farting contest, he would fucking win. Like it's so ridiculous how loud his farts are and how long they are. It's like how is this even possible? Like, and like it's so funny because now since he can like smile and stuff, like he'll smile and then fart. I'm like, that's my boy. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, it's all good, man.
Congrats.
And I'm also doing yard work, which isn't fun. It's not fun whatsoever. I spent 3 hours last week cleaning up the front yard, and it wasn't fun. It was hot.
Kronos, what you got?
All right, I want to say that it was really good to see Prodigy again in person over last weekend. We're both vaccinated, and we got to see another family that we're both close with, Andrew and Sai's family. It was good to see all of the families back together again. It was really good to see like our kids all playing together again. Over the past year, the only time I got to see Prodigy in real life was during really tragic events. So it was good to see him to just hang out like normal, Yeah. It was so cool to see like the kids being able to play again, and I'll talk about it offline. But there's something funny happened with the two of the kids, with my daughter and one of the boys that was hilarious to me. But yeah, so it was good to see like a semblance of real life. Other than that, hey, if you're in the Bay Area and you need like some landscaping and like house work done, I got a dude that's really good who's extending my driveway, and he's been excellent with like pricing and the speed of work and the quality of work. So if you're in the Bay Area, hit up BThenBTI at gmail.com. That's BTHNBTI at gmail.com. And I will send you his contact info. And he's a great worker. And yeah, him and his, I think, I'm not sure if it's his son or what, but goddamn, they work fast. And like they were doing, like they did pavers in my driveway basically in like 4 days. And I was just like, and when I say 4 days, because they had to like literally remove part of the front of like my house, because I live on a hill, and my original driveway was on a slope, and there's a retainer wall that came up, so they had to remove a lot. They had to remove 3 tons in just concrete, and then probably way more than 3 tons in like dirt and shit. And they did that like really quickly, and the pavers are all done, and they're putting like after it was done, we're looking at it, and like the dirt was just kind of up, and they were like, we should put in a retainer wall. So like he's like gave us a quote for the retainer wall. I was like, good to go, let's do it. So
yep.
That'll be done tomorrow. It's gonna be a retainer wall done in like 2 days. So, and he's done work for Prodigy's family and our other friend's family that I mentioned before. Done a lot of work for us, and he's good. So I want to see the guy get more work, and yeah. Anyway, other than that, looking forward to, I don't know. No idea. Just
just in the moment.
Done. Yeah, this shit getting done. So that's it. That's all I got.
No, that's awesome. I'm going to give a couple really quick shout outs. I mentioned it briefly last week. Joey Badass has won a fucking Oscar, goddammit.
Oh, shit.
He won an Oscar. We loved him on Mr. Robot. He won an Oscar for his role as the lead in a movie you can watch on Netflix. It's a short film, literally only 30 fucking minutes. It is serious, but it's called Two Distant Strangers. I really enjoyed it. But check it out. He won an Oscar for it. I love Joey Badass, so props to him. And then Daniel Kaluuya, who was in Judas and the Black Messiah, and then we all obviously had already seen him in Get Out and in Black Panther. So he's just fucking all over the place. He won an Oscar, and props to him and shit. I'm fucking counting down the days till I can see my big titty vampy queen. She's coming. Her hips are moving. The titties are out. Resident Evil Village is almost fucking upon us. I don't want to hear anything more about it. I don't want to play any demos or anything. I just want that game in my fucking life. Titty meat.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to review our Reverse, but yeah.
Ooh, save that for next time. That's all I got. Take us out, old ninja.
All right. You just experienced Black and Black Times Infinity. Check us out anywhere and everywhere online with Bees and BTI. BHANBTI. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, anywhere you have your favorite outlets listen to podcasts, check us out. You can check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/BeesandBTI, and then you can email us, beesandBTI@gmail.com. And then on Amazon, we have an app that'll let you know when we go live. You can actually watch us on there as well. Peace and humping is forever.
CC Stringer's extra thick.